We are live. We are live. We are live.
All right, come on. We are live.
We're live on YouTube.
Yes, we are live now. We are live on YouTube now, y'all. So, how y'all doing?
Man, what's up?
Yeah.
All right, then. Well, you know, for everyone out there, welcome to our IMITATES Live. I'm Tanya Dixon, and this is the living room. I'm going to have everybody to introduce themselves in just a few moments, but you know, I hate it right now. Y'all know I gripe about it every week. Playing the opening of the show. I don't like it yet. I don't like how we do it live yet. I'm going to need some therapy over this in a minute. But Shannon, go and play that. So I can sulk.
You gotta let me share screen.
Oh, that's right. Because I'm going to sulk about it. I even tried to remind
you before we came on.
I know, right?
I did that. I just want to go on note.
Okay. Is it there? Can you share yet?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't. I'm a filmmaker. I've worked in film, video, and television for over 30 years. I took a little break, but now I'm back. Welcome back. You know what? I'm going to get Locks Beats on the show at some point. I'm going to call him, see, you know, he's over this guy. I think he's in Greece, and I want to see if he can be on the show. So at some point, we're going to do that, either a special interview or maybe here in the living room. So you all just look like you're so tired, but we get ready to hype this right now. I know it's been a long week. I know that it's been a long 4 days because that day on Monday threw everything off. So Tuesday through Friday probably threw everybody all the heck off, and you tried to do everything you could in 4 days. But anyway, welcome to the living room here on our IMITATES Live, y'all. Let's go and clap it up, hype it up just a little bit. Okay, now first of all, I want to know how your week was. I want everyone to tell me, how was your holiday week? How did you deal with having that one day off to kind of relax for just a second, but had to get in and try to figure out the rest of the week, navigate the rest of the week while some people were on these beautiful vacations. So what did y'all do this week?
Why do you look like that?
I
know, right?
Other people's vacation. I want to go somewhere. Bola, Miss Bola, what'd you do this week, girl?
Mine was nothing. I just did it like that.
You just kind of chilled out. You chilled out.
Okay.
I can understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Stuff happened this week.
Okay.
So.
Oh, yeah. I totally understand. Miss Shannon, what happened to you this week? Hey.
Well, you know, I am currently not working corporate, so I'm in the middle of trying to decide if I want to take the plunge into just being like a painter freelancer. Mm-hmm. I have a bunch of my art homies that are kind of like pushing me to do that. So I'm trying to see where that's about to go. So if you need a logo or anything, Element Rose 13 across all social media. And I also do paintings. You know, but my week's been pretty good. I didn't do anything on vacation. You know, like I said, I'm out of corporate, so I'm just working every day. I don't get no break.
I understand that, but you're still doing something that you love right now, so that's all that counts. That's right. All right, Mr. Michael, turn them loose. What you do this week?
Man, it's been a long week trying to, you know, get ready for this transition. So it's just a lot of paperwork, coordination, trying to get answers from people, and ain't nobody got no damn answers. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Like, can't make the next move if I'm you know stuck in the unknown. You know what I mean? So, and it seemed like nobody has the answers that'll give me the warm fuzzy. You know what I'm saying? So, but other than that, you know what I'm saying? I'm alive. I can't complain. You know what I'm saying? Day by day, one day at a time, still trying to turn them loose. You know what I mean? Stay positive. So,
All right.
but it's been a long time. But, you know, for me, if whatever don't go my way, I can't.
Hey, man. That's
it.
All right, Margo, how was your week, dear?
I don't mean to rate on anybody's parade, but my week has been good. For the most part, I'm kind of on this little break from work because the kids are out, so I'm spending time with my boys. I'm building stuff. I'm doing crafts. Other than that, I've just been blessed to start spending a little time with my brother. He's gotten out. He's been locked up for about 13 years, and he just got out. So we've been celebrating and enjoying his company. Me and my mom and family just been getting together. So that's been awesome.
This is the football and track star that I was with. Okay, all right. I'm gonna say my sure.
He looking good and doing good and looking strong. Just strong.
That's really good.
I love you here, Margo.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I'm glad you had a wonderful week, because mine wasn't so good. I mean, I had like ups and downs, things that were cool and all, but you ever have like things that happen and you don't anticipate, and they grab you for a minute and you like you're in a chokehold for just a second, and then you break free. I ain't staying in it. And you get and then you get out and you go on again. Because that's how this week has been. It's like stuff trying to just grab you. But I fight my way out of it. But I can't say it was totally a bad week, just a lot of things that just, tried to happen here and there. But we made it through. Oh, yeah. And I barbecued on Monday under the advisement of Mr. Michael.
Oh, okay.
At least you got barbecues.
Yeah.
You know how many people
you never told me how
still ain't got no plate?
Oh.
Hey. You never told me how the barbecue tasted.
Oh, you know what? Michael is a good teacher. I really, I can't lie. I did some stuff. I was like, okay.
She put the seasoning he said to put on there. So.
Yeah, and how the technique that I did, the technique.
I was just hoping. I was just hoping and praying that whatever she did that had my name on it turned out good.
He said, "Don't do me wrong."
Because I text him, and Michael is so funny. He had to look at the grill. He says, "Go outside and show me the grill."
Is it gas, propane, or charcoal?
And my grill.
What kind of wood?
Literally had cobwebs on it. I am not.
Did you burn them off first before you put your food on there?
We cleaned everything. We took the hosed it down and everything.
I was like, baby, no.
Because she was like,
"Tell me you cleaned it before you put your meat on there."
Right.
Oh, no.
Because she was straight like, I got this grill. And for somebody that barbecue, all my grills is like this, you know what I'm saying, with a smokestack on the side.
The whole room.
Right. So I said, I need to see this grill because it's gonna let me know what directions to give her.
No, it's a grill.
Man, it was a little like 24 by 24 inch grill, and I told her, "Oh, you got to do indirect heat now. You know what I mean? If you're gonna do it, right?" So, but now.
It's the first time I've ever grilled, and when we finished all the meat, and I did a lot of meat, there was still fire burning for a while, and I ended up having to put a little water on it because I had to leave the house. And so that's the first time my fire has ever continued to burn, because it usually quits on me. So,
you finally learned a good technique.
Yes, and I got rid of that horrible family technique. You know the horrible technique where they put the foil on the whole time and the meat sticks to the foil?
Nah.
I had to nix it. My cousin Rosie probably watching now. Yeah, Rosie. And Rosie was bossing me around and everything. And I went and told Mom, I said, "Why she bossing me around? You're going to get enough of bossing me around." But then she left me to the grill to do everything else. So
Right. Since you talking all that smack, yeah, won't you run it? There.
Margo, you need to
I
do
should
a
kept
show
my mouth
on
shut.
grilling.
I know. Yes, you know, that's something that last week, ironically, I asked I asked Rick about it. And Rick is the one who told me to talk to Michael because of the grilling techniques. And so, yeah, these guys are serious.
You like to cook?
So-
Like you're talking
Cook
about
on the grill.
transitioning right now. Why don't you go ahead and start a YouTube on grilling techniques? And then
Somebody
bring
asked me that. I mean, no, as a matter of fact, Tom said that. He said, man, I know how you cook. He said you should do a YouTube video on cooking
On
and
cooking.
barbecuing.
Good.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it was serious. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean,
And
you know, I do a little something. I mean,
And
yeah.
it's a Texas thing too. I mean, it's
So-
nothing.
I've been in Texas how long, and I have never fired up a grill, and I don't intend to.
No,
Burn
no,
unless
Bola.
they die. I go to the store,
Bola.
like what do you call it, Spring Creek and all them places. My face can do all that, burn my house down. Oh no.
Oh, so you did take the grill out from up under the overhang, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
We had,
Why would it burn it down? See, I would.
you know what? We have like a little, there's like a bed, like a flower bed, planted for planting stuff that we're not using right now. And so I used that,
Right. Okay.
you know, because it was just like dirt.
Right.
And so that way, if something tried to catch fire,
What do you mean something tried to catch fire? You use the dirt for what?
oh, I mean, if
Now
I
they
just
put it out there in the they put it out there in the dirt. So if anything would have happened, it's
Mhm.
right there in the dirt and not close to the house or nothing like that.
Exactly.
See, that's
Yeah.
why I go to Funky
'Cause,
John's, Spring Creek. I ain't got to worry about none of that. Place my order.
I read it.
Take my order.
And that's it.
Bola said, this ain't what I do at all.
I don't like
Well,
a fireplace.
well, you know what?
It's all right. Me and Mike will be in charge of the grill when we meet up in person. It's all right.
I'm telling you, man, it's on and popping. You just-
I got
Wait a minute. Hold on. Shannon, are you on the grill so you can eat the food or can you grill?
I can grill, but both.
Okay, sound like you want to be near the sound like you want to be near the food. Because you just said nobody, you tried all week for somebody to bring you a plate. And nobody would bring you a plate.
Oh, because I'm not gonna cook all that stuff for myself if I know somebody else is cooking it. But it was raining so bad that day.
wow.
It was so
Really?
bad. Yes.
Oh man.
You remember I told you it was raining all week. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever
I mean-
y'all had last week, we got it. We got it this week because we done had some hell of some rainstorm. But they just they passed though. They came, it rained for about a good hour or two, and then got the hell on.
No,
I have to say-
almost all day.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
$10.
This is the first Memorial Day that we've had in a while, straight through, no rain.
Wow,
was
we took
just
it. We took it. That was us. We
Yeah,
took it.
that was y'all.
Welcome.
Oh,
Thank
so
you.
me. So
Thank
did
Welcome for the team.
Appreciate it. Because I had a good time moving around. I went over to Stone Mountain, picked
Good
up my
for
cousin,
you.
everything.
Jana, what you
I
drinking?
saw the head. I saw the head.
Jana, what you drinking?
It's tequila and Sprite.
Uh-oh.
All right. Let tequila and Sprite. Don't make it
Eventually, I'm going to drink something. Eventually, I'm going to indulge.
Hey, no
But
pressure.
I think it's going to be when I get back to Vegas. I think that's when.
Hey.
The
You know,
She gonna wait.
That's when the wild child comes out.
Right, like she gonna wait till she get the Vegas to turn up, huh?
That's
All
why I
right.
always, if Vegas turn up, and like Shannon just called her nickname. She know that's her nickname now. Wild child. that's her. That's
She said I pulled out that leash last week and now I can't go back.
Yeah.
that's my wild child. I told Bola, I said, that's
Hey,
my wild child right there.
you was one person, and then when the leash came out, you transformed into a whole nother motherfucker, man. I mean, like, you know what I mean?
Michael, let's not go there. Let's not go to the least. Mike,
Do you know what's so funny? And Bola and I was
Veil has
talking
been
about
lifted.
this.
I am so sorry.
Nah, you good, little mama, you good.
But Bola
Ain't
and I was
nobody-
talking
no
about this
judgment
the other
zone.
day. Right.
Sorry,
Well, no problem. Bola and I was talking about this the other day. Now, I want to just give you all the warning and the heads up. eventually what's going to happen is when a lot of people really start looking and everything starts going, because we're about to push this show. We get working out all the kinks, getting ourselves comfortable on air. We're about to push really hard, and we're going to have a lot of folks watching. So one day, somebody's going to go back and say, let me see how these people were on this show at the beginning. Right. So got to remember, and they're going to say, Shannon, have a leash. What?
Hey, look, and that's when what they saying. That's when you gonna go get the virus, not viral. That's when you gonna go viral.
Yeah, that's what's gonna go viral.
My bad. I had to.
Sometimes you will get a virus.
I didn't even empty the drawer. I just brought out one thing.
Y'all hear that? She talking about she didn't even empty the drawer.
Oh Lord,
it was a little secret. It was just a little secret. You are right. You
know how icebergs have just a tip?
Yeah.
And we don't see what's beneath the surface, huh?
I can listen. I'll pull the whole drawer out. I ain't ashamed of nothing I do.
Ain't nobody, but it ain't no judgment zone. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm just putting it out there for publicity. I ain't ashamed of nothing. Ask me as many questions as you want to.
NJZ, baby. NJZ. No judgment zone. You in there.
But I'm going to tell y'all this. I actually, if we look at what went on this week, I wanted to play, a little clip from someone who took her time as auntie this week to get on to some of the folks that are out there. Michael hit me with it, and I had seen it out there too, and I was like, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and air this. This is comedian Monique, actress comedian Monique. She got on to women this week who've been out there doing some stuff. And so let me see if I can get my share on, because every time I get ready to do this, I am always like, okay, make sure you do it right. Don't mess it up. Okay, where is it? I do this every time.
Over there, y'all.
I do this every time. Oh, you know what? I can't see it because I didn't pull it up. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. Talk amongst yourselves.
We want to know what. Hey, you sure you ain't drinking until you get the Las Vegas?
I know, right? Because every time I'll be ready, it looks different. When I
swear I'm ready. I swear. I got it
down, but I get ready to do it, and I'm like,
you know what? You just probably push all your videos to Shannon in advance.
I know, right?
And make sure to hit the share button.
Okay,
allow me to share.
I'm about to do it now. Here we go. Let me hit the. Did I hit the share? Can y'all see it?
Yeah. We can see you.
Okay, let's.
And she in her nice clothes.
Ladies. So,
girl, she's beautiful.
It took me a minute to say what I'm getting ready to say because
I want to
make sure.
Yeah, hit that volume.
Yeah, turn up a little bit.
And I want to make sure I'm saying it from a place of love. Y'all, some of y'all have given me the title of auntie. And I'm honored that y'all do that, right? But there are times where auntie got to talk to her babies and say some real shit. Yesterday, I was in the airport in Atlanta because I'm in Jackson, Mississippi now at Chuckles Comedy Club, right? And we got 3 shows tonight. We got a matinee at 5:30, then we got 7, then we got 10, right? And I'm excited. I always love going to the stage. So when we got to the airport yesterday, I was excited, like, all right, baby, let's go get them in Jackson, Mississippi. And as we began to walk through the airport, I saw so many, actually too many to count and too many for me to tap. But I saw so many of our young sisters in head bonnets, scarves, slippers, pajamas.
I feel you. What do you want? What do you want? I'm about to sit in a plane for hours.
And I've been seeing it, not just at the airport. I've been seeing it at the store, at the mall. I've been seeing sisters.
Tell them, Auntie, tell them.
We've been in quarantine for so long, though.
And the question that I'm having to you, my sweet babies, when did we lose pride in representing ourselves? When did we step away? of let me make sure I'm presentable when I leave my home. Let me make sure I'm representing the family I created so that if I'm out in the street, I look like I have pride in myself. And I'm not saying no full face of makeup. I'm not saying no full front lace frontal. I'm not saying none of that. All I'm saying, could you please comb your hair? And if you don't want to comb your hair, they got enough shit out here now, baby, where you can style yourself up and look like you have pride.
Right.
I'm not saying you don't have pride.
Yeah, wait, yeah, go back, wait, still have pride here.
Someone would have to ask you to know that you had it. So
No,
my babies, for the ones that do call me auntie, I love you for real. Even the ones that don't, I love y'all asses too. But the babies that say auntie to me, please listen to auntie. Always have pride in your representation of you. It's not to get a man. It is just your representation of you, my sweet babies. So I'm just giving y'all a warning. If I see you in the streets, in the airport, in the Walmart, and you got a bonnet on, and you got
to that square,
and you looking like, what the fuck? I'm gonna tap you and say, hey, baby girl, show you what you worth. Show you what you deserve. So all of those posts that you see celebrities putting out there saying, hey queen, hey queen, hey queen, well, can we start putting it into action? So I'm asking our wiser sisters, when we see our little babies out there looking like they just don't care, and I'm not saying y'all don't, it looks like it. Can we just tap them and say, baby girl, you deserve more than what you're showing. Represent you with pride, my babies. And that may be a part of us helping our community. Because if you look like you don't give a damn, how you gonna be treated? So when I say, hey, queen, I can only say it to the sisters that it belongs to. Because a lot of us are still in queen training. So if you're queen training, stop being fearful of taking your position. And queens don't walk around with bonnets and headscarves and slippers and pajamas. That's for the house. When you go outside, represent you, baby, like you are worthy and you deserve the title of Hey Queen. Aunt Nikki love y'all for real, and I ain't never gonna BS you. Stop wearing them damn bonnets and headscarves looking like don't nobody give a damn about you, nor do you give a damn about yourself. Because you're beautiful. So represent. I love y'all for real, my babies.
There you go.
You too.
All right, y'all. All right, y'all. You know what? I wanted to play the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a message that needed to be played, the entire thing, so that we could get some view. Now, first of all, let me start off with Wild Child was talking through the whole thing. Did she say last week or so that you can't go to the movie with her, right?
I'm just saying you can't take me to the movies.
You the type you the type want to ask question the whole damn movie, ain't you?
I'm sorry.
And she's the type you put all the way in the back.
Oh man.
I am. Listen, I sit in the back row for a reason because halfway through the movie, I already guessed the ending, so I don't want to ruin it for anybody else. Apparently, I don't have
you
to
gonna get punched when they do tell us the ending.
Right. I'm horrible about anybody who tells me anything. Okay, but let's go back to the Monique thing. First of all, let me just ask you all how you all feel about that. We'll get back to Shannon in a minute. How you all feel about the message that Monique was?
But you asked Shannon because it's really her age group.
Yeah. What do you feel? Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie, I step out in my sweats and my, my slip-ons, my little slides. And, there are days where I'm not gonna lie, I don't brush my hair. It's just been in a bun for a little while, and it probably can't get a comb through it until I go wash it. Like, I'm not about to lie to you. Like, I mean, I've been like, But I've been like this since before quarantine though. And it's not like to say, like I've got dry shampoo in it. So I mean, like when I have dry shampoo in my hair, it stiffens up and I can't get a comb through it until I wash it. Like it stops right here and I can place it there and keep it there and it's not gonna move.
Well, let me ask a question.
Do you look like somebody like you don't belong?
I mean, I don't know. I just dress. I don't care. Like, I mean, that's my thing. Like, if you're gonna say some shit about me when I'm walking past you, I mean, I would love to hear it.
No, what? No, because there's some women you just turn around and you're like, did anybody?
Okay, wait. Calm down. Okay, so I got a story. Okay, so this weekend I was out with my mama. I lied. I did something this weekend. I went out with my mama to the mall. And we saw this girl, okay, and she was wearing a jumper, like like a dress that but the dress came like here, and you're supposed to wear like a shirt underneath it. She was wearing a straight bra underneath the shirt that didn't even fit her. Like the cups were too big for her, and everything in my body was like, "Mama, they let you go outside like that?" Like I would much rather be caught up in slides and some sweatpants than that.
I saw something the other day too.
You can wear sweatpants out without looking.
Say that again.
You can wear sweatpants out without looking,
Like I mean, I don't think I look hot trash. I've always got my hair up or something like that.
But I have a question, because this has always been the burning question for me ever since, like when I was in Austin, right? And I remember one occasion, I had some big event for the night and I had rollers in my hair, and my friend was like, come on, we gotta go, you need to go and get this, that, something I did for the night, and leave the rollers in your hair, just come on and go. And I had the rollers in for something that was happening. That made me feel uncomfortable, but I had to do what I had to do, right? So when I think about leaving the house, I feel like I have to be presentable. There was only that one time that I did that, and I felt so odd. If you don't dress up or make yourself presentable when you're just going out somewhere, when do you do it? I mean, when does it? That's the burning question for me. What is it that makes you want to do it? Or is there any time you just yeah, that's what I want to know.
You remember when we were growing up, what did our mama say? Make sure you have some clean underwear on.
That's right.
You never know when you're going to get in an accident.
Yes. I mean, I want to know the answer to that question. What would make you not want to look presentable when you leave? And is it just the fact of, like, in my head, you're saving up for something that's happened later that day? But no, it seems like people just do it anytime. So what is the reason, Shannon?
So when I checked out the comments under these posts, because me, the realm I'm trying to get into, Monique, one of the queens of comedy. So I, but being the 80s person and being 40 and kind of raised with my grandma and them, I totally get it, right? But when I was, just to get back on track, when I was looking up under the comments, a lot of people had their reasonings. And that's why I said I can kind of argue both sides, but some of the comments were that opposed her viewpoint was pretty much, some people may have conditions that you're unaware of, and so they're wearing bonnets or certain things, to either cover up or do what they feel that needs to make them comfortable in the process, like hair disease, skin disease, or whatever. Some other stuff was, hey, I like to travel comfortable, right? Depending on where they're going and how long they're flying or whatever. So they would say they want to travel comfortable.
In the process of your own car, but anyway, go ahead.
Right. But she said the airport. So when you talk about the airport, because she's seen this in the airport, right? So, and then some of the other comments were that people, what was it? It was never know what somebody's condition or situation is. People just want to travel comfortable. Oh, and that whomever, I guess he was referring to the ladies, but some of the ladies got, like, I guess these bundles or whatever. It costs lots of money. So they got their hair did, and so they getting ready to go somewhere. So they want to make sure they stuff is legit for the plane ride until they get to where they're going. And then once they get there, then they can, you know, style and profile and look glamorous and stuff like that. So those,
Michael, you see that all over the place, not just the airport. You should go into the store. You're like,
let's let Margo in here. Margo looks like she wants to say something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Now my thing, I guess it's the level of importance, where you're going and what you're doing. Usually if you're going somewhere to take care of business, you want to look presentable so people can take you serious when you going out. Because who's gonna take you serious and be like, you can't go to no bank, try to ask for no loan with no bonnet on your feet. You was not gonna get it. You probably won't even get $1. But I agree, and it does need to be a time frame to where, you know, even if we can't always put it all on the elders, but you know, to go and reach back and to teach and coach, because a lot of young women are kind of lost. And that with the bonnet thing, I had an issue with it too. Now I will wear a hair wrap if I gotta go, I gotta move, because I know me, it takes me a minute or to get moving, and I might move a little slow, time, you know, constraints, but usually it won't be a bonnet unless I'm going to sleep around the house. Or in the sense that it's like, it's just, I don't know, grandparents and whomever you be around should try to uplift you and tell you, hey baby, don't do that. Just that's something you don't do. Because when I see it with the bonnets, I be hating to see them, period, or the super large ones. I'm like, what is she finna go make her the pizza? Like, what? I think she finna get ready to she's gonna get ready to do some blow or something in the air. So it's yeah.
I know what, before it became the norm. See, to me, it's become the norm. Just like saggy pants, it's become the norm now. Before it became the norm, you were like, okay, this person must be in a rush to get somewhere, or is going somewhere very uppity, so they don't want them hair messed up, something like that, or something's going on, because it was not the norm. Now you can go to the grocery store and you're like, did the person know they were going to the grocery store, not to wear the pajamas?
Nah, I feel like to be honest with you, when I hear that stuff, man, I just feel like it's just a generational gap or a generational thing. You know what I'm saying? Where, you know, back in the day, because of what was going on, it was like people took pride in making sure they looked a certain way when they went out the house. You know what I mean? I'm gonna look good at all times. And when you think about the olden days, you know, men acted a certain way, women had their things. And what I wrote down, because somebody said something, I couldn't. I think she said somebody said queens in training or something like that.
Yes, that's what Monique said.
Right. So remember back in the day, even in the olden days with the kings and queens and all that stuff, like literally royalty, they would take a young lady and send her through like the how to hold your tea and your cups and how to sit and prim and proper, and you know what I mean, and how to carry yourself. And then then in the Black community, you know, big mama and them and grandma, baby, don't sit with your legs open.
Yeah.
And I remember my great grandma, she dipped snuff and spit in the Folgers can and all that good stuff. She would tell my sister, my cousins, them, baby, don't sit with your legs open.
Wow.
Sit with your legs open.
Okay.
And when she caught them sitting with their legs open, she took that damn cup and slung that. She slung everything all between their legs. You hear me?
What?
Yeah. She took that spit cup and slung it all in there. You know what I mean? And you know, they never sat with their damn legs open no more.
Taking a
shot back in my day.
Right.
That was very thing. You do not sit with your legs
open, right? So So I know we're talking about bonnets and pajamas, right? Bonnets and PJs, you know what I'm saying?
But there's a different type of training, like you said. See, I remember we also had family organizations that would get together, and there was in different type of cotillions and your sororities or fraternities would hold balls, and there was a certain way that you had to learn. Because I remember participating in Sigma Gamma Rho's ball when I was a young kid, and my sister was in Miss Black Teenage World pageant. We belonged to Guys and Dolls organizations. We had different things that we did where the family would come together, but they would teach the young kids proper things of how your etiquette of how to be in public. Right. And you, just like I said before, you know, there's a certain way that I have to be when I leave the house. And whether I was in Austin, ATL, or whatever, I was not gonna go out looking crazy. Look at Shannon, Shannon ready, go girl.
Nah, but she look. I'm gonna tell you, being from Texas, from Houston, then moving to Austin, and growing up the way I grew up, I didn't have zero etiquette. I remember the first time I learned how to use a fork and a knife to cut a steak. You know what I'm saying? And when I joined the military, and we had to go to these balls, these Air Force balls, and all these retirement ceremonies and stuff, and there was etiquette. I didn't know the difference between a salad fork. I didn't know the difference between a regular fork. I didn't give a damn if it was a fork. I can eat it. I can eat one meal with one fork. I don't need all that extra, right? But I was, and here's the deal. I was getting looked at like what is he doing? What the hell is he doing? And I'm like, oh, I guess I'm supposed to. And I'm one of them people who I don't give a damn what the public think. I'm gonna be mean, do me all the time. But and that's probably how some people feel, though. That's probably how some people feel, which is why they had a problem with what she said. That's why I say I can argue both sides. But you know, when you're talking about, at least I guess from what she was saying in the second video, there's a second video too, was that you're not just representing yourself, you're representing the people. Right.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Right there. Right there. Now, that's the problem that I have.
But not only that, you're not only representing the people, you're representing your future.
Yes.
If you come out looking, you don't know who you're going to see step out the door. And that could be your future.
And I couldn't understand the part where she was saying people on the airplanes or at the airport. I'm like, you don't know who you're gonna run into in no airport in a whole different state or city.
Exactly. And you know something, I had to say this, and I'm gonna get a little ugly. Some people are gonna get maybe a little ticked off at me for feeling like I'm being a little judgmental, but think about this other side of the game. Okay. And I got to say this for my young sisters. We don't want people to look at us as ghetto and, you know, not educated and all kinds of stuff like that. Want to be angry, want to fight and all that, right? So it's how we present ourselves in public. We have to be more careful with that. We need to be more cognizant of that. What we are representing. It's not just you, it's all of us that you're representing when you do some of these things. And people get mad when I say things like that, but that's the truth though.
I mean, Tanya, when you think about it, look at the names they're giving the new the generation. You know, it's getting worse and worse. Their generation that doesn't care. Their generation that has no hope. So when you continuously do things that, yes, you have to be an individual, but you represent the best of you.
Right.
But if everybody in your generation is representing the worst, what do you expect? When they see you, they automatically say, hey, this is
problem, trouble.
Yeah.
Angry, cancel culture. But I have to say,
to hold the responsibility of someone else's judgment.
Yeah, I was going to say on the other side, Shannon.
I can go out in my sweats and slide and my tank top and get business done just as well as I could with a face full of makeup and and a business blazer. I'm so sorry. And a business blazer. You know what I mean? Like I could go do the same thing.
Shannon, it depends on who you're
dealing with. Yeah.
Because
unfortunately,
if you're going to go try and get your first $1 million contract, trust me, you ain't gonna go in shorts and a tank top.
Right, but that's a completely different thought. Like if you're you can't compare $1 million contract with I'm going on a 3-hour flight and I want to be comfortable. You can't compare.
Well, how do you know how many business deals are made at airports? Do you know how many business deals are made at your contact, maybe at the Walmart or maybe at a Home Depot? You never know where your next client will be, and when that will be the client that takes you to your next level.
And how many people you can run into in that airport on a business level. I mean, if you ever travel during the day, especially to see the different business people that are traveling, you know, just different people from different walks of life, from celebrity to politician or whatever. If you're trying to get in touch with them and you come up and you looking like ragamuffin, I'm not sure if that's going to be the reaction that you get, that you get when you start talking.
So what if, and this is just me arguing both sides, right? What if I ain't looking for no $1 million? What if I ain't looking for no contract?
I'm just
right?
trying to go to the Bahamas and have a good time, baby.
Listen, okay, what if you're looking for a job and the guy you're sitting next to can give you a job, but you look like somebody who would rob a bank? That person's not going to give you a job.
I got another point that I have to make. You know what I get really tired of? This kind of wraps it for me right here. Okay, young people, you always say you repping the culture and all this kind of stuff. Is that what you're doing? Looking all raggedy like that? Is that really? Is that what the culture looks like now? Really? Come on.
So, and then remember this, because y'all was talking about it earlier.
I got no response.
No, I can give you a response, but I was gonna finish off what I was saying earlier. So just like Shaq, Charles Barkley, I don't want to misquote any other, but I know some of the rappers, I think it was a couple of females that kind of went out there too, right? When they're doing their thing and they're getting their shine on, and somebody say, that's just wrong, that's misrepresentation, look what you teaching our kids. And those people, those famous people that, I don't want to say Shaq, but those famous people kind of gave the, let me correct myself on that one, said that it ain't my job to be your kid's role model, right? It ain't my job to do whatever. Your kids should be looking up to you, not me, kind of thing. So, you know.
It takes a village to raise a child.
Right. But you got people that don't believe that. And remember, in the first couple of shows, society is ran off of how other people think you should do something. The only thing that makes it right or wrong is the number of people that believe the same thing. And so 100 people can think that you're wrong, right? So 100 against 1. But you might actually be right and 100 people be wrong, but because they outnumber you, you're the person that's wrong. You see what I'm saying? So like you can kind of go both ways.
But
and like I said.
But that's right, Michael. Numbers
you're right. You're right.
Rule the game. In everything we do in life, the more money you have, the more you have the opportunity of doing what you want. The more people on your side, the more you get to rule. It's a numbers game.
No, and I get it, but I'm just saying, you know, it's a couple of people out there that don't care about society or don't care about what people think. So when they go out, and I get it, right? And when they go out, because we're all saying, what if you meet somebody that can give you a job? What if you meet somebody that can give you $1 million contract? But if I ain't looking for that, if I ain't with that, you know what I mean? Then I don't care. Now keep in mind, I agree with Monique, right? But I'm just saying I get both sides, right?
But I do too. But someone who doesn't care, in everything we do in life, there's consequences, whether good or bad. So if I don't care, I reap the consequences, whichever way it may fall. Are you ready for the consequences? And a lot of people you will find, I'm gonna be me. Okay, well, you need a job. And you don't have a job, or you looking for a husband or a wife, and you're coming off a certain way. Okay, well, you get your consequences, you know, right you laughing. You know?
And you always meet somebody want to get in your face and try to holler at you when you look in your raggedy as at the stove. I'm trying to tell you.
Shannon.
Hey, listen, I don't care. I gave plenty of people my number with a bun up in my head, 3 days worth of dry shampoo doing that shit. Nobody can tell me nothing. I'm telling you, I look good, fresh face, as much as I do if I care to put my eyebrows on that day, because that's the only time I'm gonna care. The only thing I'm gonna do is put on some eyebrows and make them look like
that culture
instead of cousins.
Yeah.
But I mean, like,
the
guy I'm fixing to have a date with on Saturday, I met him out in front of my house after pulling a chair out of the dumpster, dog. Like, I mean, people go
say, little mama, you need help with that chair?
Like, the opportunity is gonna be there if it's meant for me. It doesn't matter what I'm wearing.
You shouldn't be digging in no trash can for no chair. I can help you with it.
When you
I didn't pull it out the dumpster. Somebody put it in, and I was like, I'm gonna need that. Thank you.
Relationships, right? You're talking about relationships now. It depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for somebody to go out and take you out, yeah, you'll find anybody to go out with. That's not. I can go to the Home Depot and get a bunch of men. But if you want somebody to love you and get married to, you are going to care, because that person is going to care. Everybody has a checklist of what they want to be married to.
And I'll say this.
If you can't handle me in my saggy bottom jeans, then I don't know.
Hey, look, he gonna use that against you, though.
You're gonna see the real at one point in time. I get what
well,
he gonna use that against you. He gonna use that against you. You're gonna be like, "Was you saying that when I found your ass in the dumpster digging for a trash can?"
We got some people that are tuning in with us on the chat.
Yes.
Y'all go ahead and talk about what's in the chat. What's happening in the chat right now?
Veronica says, yeah, but if you're on a trip traveling, it's called being comfortable. And I hope she would say it like that. So I hope I did her. And then SKR Talus says, I don't agree to a certain degree, but I agree to a certain degree. And I'm with him. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if we're going out to like a 4-star restaurant, I'm not fixing them, or a 5-star restaurant. Listen, I'm from a small town. Our 5-star restaurant is Red Lobster, okay? But listen, if I'm going out to a fancy restaurant, I'm not going to wear my Daisy Dukes out there and, some thong sandals and be like, hey, little daddy, you ready for some lobster? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not fixing to do that. I mean, I have really nice dresses. I know how to dress corporate and stuff like that when the time calls for it. But if I'm fixing to go out and get my nails done or something, I'm probably wearing sweats that I can pull up.
You're going to dress differently. Right. But what I'm seeing is that when you go and you see all these, I mean, you don't have to dress up. But I mean, your pajamas. And you're like,
okay, listen. To address that, I've had a night out with my homeboys and my homies back in Texarkana where we had a onesie night and we all like dressed in onesies and we went bar hopping.
But
I mean, that's like our generation. We just do stuff like that but I mean, with our generation, it's more like we saw so much of like, you have to be an adult. You have to do this. You have to live like this. And we were like, that's why you have so many people like me. Like, I'm a dog collector. I collect action figures. I hold on to that piece of my childhood. I hold on to that piece that makes me happy because I saw my grown adult parents be so miserable just trying to live up to a standard of what an adult is supposed to be. Like, I want to go zip lining. I want to go.
We didn't say that you can't do that. Yeah, you can still do things like that.
I want to wear my little bows in my hair and be.
I want to go zip lining.
I mean, you can still do any activity that you want. Just be presentable. Only there was just saying, and I have to look at SKR Talus in the chat saying, I agree. As a Black man, there are times I want to be lazy, but 9 times out of 10, I'm dressed well and nice because I know if I'm dressed a certain way, I'll be looked at in a certain way. And that's what I'm saying right there. That's what I'm saying right there.
So, before I get to my comment, because he makes a good point, a valid point. What was it? Tiana McCoy basically said.
But at the same time, you shouldn't.
Hold on, Shannon, give me one second. I was gonna say that Tiana McCoy said that she wasn't feeling well today, but wanted to stop by and show support and hope that everybody have a good show.
Cool. Yeah, thanks,
my bad.
She's always in it.
Right now, go ahead, Shannon. Finish your thought. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, baby. That's my bad.
No, you good.
He said, but at the same time, you shouldn't have to dress super nice every time you go out just because there may be a chance. And I agree with that. Like, you know, like I'm gonna, like, don't get me wrong, like I'm not gonna step out the house in a bleach covered shirt, or, you know, like I just got through eating and half of it got on my shirt and here I am going to the grocery store. I'm not gonna do that.
That's what Tanya and I you're talking about. You don't have to
see, and I don't see it to that extreme.
You
let me tell you,
you don't have to dress. You know, I don't go out dressed all the time, but
right. We're not in evening gowns.
Yeah, but
I'm not wearing a boo-boo out.
But a lot when you go to the store, you see women in house shoes you wear in your bedroom, and night clothes. You're like,
because a dude's still gonna holler. That's why. Because a dude's still gonna holler whether she got on a $1,000 dress or if she got on some pajamas.
And Mike as a man.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna see how you all think about this.
Let me ask Mike as a man.
Okay.
When you see a woman dressed like that, what's the first thing? Let me see if I can
take that. To be honest with you, so to be completely honest with you, that's for me, right? And I guess you can call it being judgmental. I'm gonna know what in my mind from where I've been and what I was raised and what I've experienced later on in life. I'm gonna know pretty much what side of town they stay on. Like,
and you right.
I mean, like, I'm gonna know where they from. Right?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Right, so I totally get that. But while I got the mic a little bit, I wanted to kind of touch on what SK Ortalis was saying. Like when he was like, depending on how you dress is how people look at you. Perfect example. With everything that's going on, I'm military. In my uniform, I get treated way different from when I dress in my civilian clothes. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was saying that person made a good point, you know what I'm saying, on what they were saying. And sometimes, like, I don't feel like wearing my uniform out or just trying to, you know, wear a button up, whatever. But the moment I throw on a t-shirt, you know what I'm saying, and some shorts, and then throw on a hat, you know, I was about to show the different styles of hat, right? But I get looked at a little bit different and get treated a little bit different based off of that. In my uniform, I get thanks and hey, thanks you for your service and this, that, and the other. But when I dress somewhere a different type of way, you know, people locking doors and scrutching in the corner in the elevator and you know what I'm saying, grabbing purses and pockets and shit. You know what I mean? So and that's probably not necessarily this particular situation, but he brought up a good point of saying, you know, when people dress a certain way, but should I have to try to do that? Should I always have to try to appease somebody else to make them comfortable based off of what I'm trying to do at the time? I'm just trying to go get some bread, pimp. You know what I'm saying?
You know something, I'm going to say this, and I know some people, when I mention this name, they're going to have an automatic view because of the things that happened with Bill Cosby. When we had the Cosby Show, during the years when the Cosby Show was out, it was showing people of color in a different light. That was the important thing about the Cosby Show. They held it together. They were refined. They weren't ghetto and celebrating it. You know, they were just actually people who were maybe from the upper middle class life, you know, and showing that that's something that we can be and something that we can do. And so I can appreciate that wholeheartedly. There was one particular show where the subject matter was a little bit different. It was Lisa Bonet had gotten married to the military guy. And y'all remember that episode. And what happened is, you know, the father, Cliff, was really upset that she had gotten married and didn't say anything in a way that she presented. And he made the point, and I always remember this in my head. He says, it's not the fact that you got married. In other words, it's not the act that who you are, or whatever, or who this man was. It was the fact that you presented him on the trash can lid. So that's how I look at people when they go out and they have on the pajamas and the bonnets and the bodies wrapped in blankets and all kinds of stuff. Other people don't know you, or they don't have to know you, but what you are presenting to them is yourself on a trash can lid.
So let me ask this question.
The people we judge. I don't care who you are.
Right.
First impression is less than impression.
So let me ask this question. If it's me, my lady, and 4-5 kids, and all of my and my kids got blankets, and we got blankets, and we got on our PJs or whatever, it's a different look now, right? Oh, look at the family. They all in their stuff. They must be going somewhere on a trip or something, right?
Not really.
He said no.
So I'm just saying though, but if it's a family, if it's a, and you know what, y'all know what I'm getting at, like, if it's a family, let's just say it's a family of people with their kids and they got on blankets and PJs or whatever, and they get on the plane, you don't look at them the same way and sit there and say, oh, I'm judging. You're not judging them in that fashion though.
I am. I'm saying they're teaching them to be that way. I'm sorry. That's how I'm feeling. They are teaching them to be that way. And it's coming from the bottom up.
Are we basing this solely on that the people that we're talking about are Black? Because I don't think
that's what Monique
I don't think if it was a different race of people that was doing this in the airport, it would be viewed the same.
Well, you know what? That's what Monique was referring to. If we stay on that subject matter, and if we're opening it up just for people in general, that's a different story. But if we talk about what Monique was talking about.
Okay, all right. I'm just, just why I said you can kind of open that wide open, or you can keep it where it's at. But I'll leave it where it's at. I'll leave it where it's at.
Okay, y'all hit the chat again before we change the subject.
So the guy that hit on me is actually watching tonight, and he was like, "It must have been a really fly chair," and I was like, "It was a good chair."
That damn shit.
Fly chair.
Thank you. I'm just saying. But
I say it.
But Bridget Brown says, I think of this. If I go to the most insignificant of places, I want to look like I'm somebody. You never know who will be there. Your presence and style of dress and light may help someone. And I understand that, but my light shines just as bright in a pair of sweatpants as it does in a pair of slacks. I'm just gonna say
that's your perception.
That's my projection.
I see right
I'm
now.
the one that pays my bills, but I mean that's my
no.
I see right now that I'm gonna have to get on to Shannon when it's time for us to go somewhere. I'm gonna have to have.
I'm gonna be like, how you better tell me how you want me to dress before I walk out this house.
I certainly will.
Exactly what I'm about to wear.
Hey, look here. Hey, Shannon, look here. Just to be the sore thumb, I'm with you. Look, we gonna dress the raggediest we could dress just to piss them off. Right?
Listen,
me and Mike gonna be in that airport talking about stuff.
As Monique say, so y'all have to look at
They're gonna have to Uber it to the hotel, whatever you like.
Well, see, now they have told me, so therefore they will be in the airport. I'll be over at the private flights. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, look, y'all gotta look.
And here I come with my slides like this, right behind her.
And watch them make sure they shout your name through the whole airport. Hey, like make sure they shout your name.
Hello.
Hey,
I ain't gonna know you. No, I'm just messing.
I want to say this though. If you look at the second video, you'll see what she was like. She named two people that tapped her on the shoulder and gave her a moment of clarity. And she said she could have took it negatively, but she chose to take it in a manner of somebody was giving her, the scoop. But she said she used the term tap me, right? Mm-hmm. So I guess y'all plan on tapping us in the airport when y'all think we out of
No, I'm not tapping none of y'all. I'm gonna look at y'all like you're like, oh, okay.
Well, first of
all,
hey,
Bola. Hey, best friend.
I'm like, do I
hear Veronica? I know when I hear Veronica talking and I see Rick. So y'all welcome to the show.
Hey y'all.
Listen,
It depends on how long the flight is, how long the train ride is, how long the car ride is. If I'm just gonna be gone, if I'm gonna take a flight for just a couple of hours, no, I'm not gonna go up there with my head rag on my head, my hair tied up in a head rag, pajamas or something like that. No, I'm not gonna do that. But if it's like a 6 or 7 hour flight, and then I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna get
I'm in a hot mess, baby.
No. Let me ask you a question though, Veronica. You were in my age range. Don't you remember when it was time to travel and we would every time we go to the airport or we go anywhere, we were dressed up. I wish you would step your ass out that house.
But as a kid too. With your pajamas on. The only time you wore pajamas is when you are under 6.
Yeah, I know. I had a dress.
Yes, I wish you dressed. Yes, they didn't play. I wish you would. They see you back in that room.
But the only thing my mama did was that embarrassed me was had my hair in rollers because she wanted my hair to stay curly that day, and I did not want them damn blanket curls, them great big sponge rollers.
I'm never walking out the house like that ever. Never.
I cried.
But she's not gonna leave the house like that, but she would leave with her hair in some bun right here. I don't get that, Shannon. Rick, what's your take on this, Rick? Rick Alicious. Rick Mazda.
Well, first and foremost, hello everybody.
Hi.
I kind of walked in on this late. I was finishing up a piece real quick. What is the initial question? Bring me in, please.
We are talking about the Monique monologue that she did this week, where she talked about young girls out in the airport and different places with the bonnets on and pajamas and house shoes and.
You scratching your head.
Rick already knows because I'm sure at his house looking like that too.
And I meant to mention myself is just to say sometimes I give people a time limit. Like if you coming somewhere, you leaving like at 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. I get you don't want to get all super dressed up. But if I come and it's like 1 and 2 o'clock and you still in the same house shoes and pants, you know, pajamas. But if you're running before 12, I might could give you a pass. But after 12, because I'm old school, my grandparents are like, by 12 in the afternoon, you need to have some actual clothes on. Now,
right.
You're in the house, but still
let me ask this question about old school, because I keep hearing people say old school. So let me ask the ladies, since y'all tried to ask me a question earlier. Let me ask the ladies, what did y'all think about, depending on how you grew up, when they said in a relationship, you know, that a woman don't put the bonnet and stuff on until after she's done with her man.
I don't know about that one.
You know,
we still can't do the bonnet.
No, what I'm saying is because it was like, hey, a woman.
Michael, you should try to put on the bonnet after that.
Oh, I don't need no man.
If you have time and the strength to go get a bonnet, then something go right.
But the logic was that, you know, like if your man go to work, he come home, and then y'all about to spend some quality time.
Yeah, you can wear one at night.
For bump uglies,
that a woman would look presentable, because didn't no man want to see no woman in no slip and no bonnet, no PJs and all that. That the woman would keep herself presentable until after all of that special time was taken, and then once he passed out asleep, sucking his thumb and rolled over and curled up because she done put that snapper on him. Then so, and I'm only asking that because my grandma and them would say that for their time. So because I ain't trying to offend nobody, but I know my granny and the ladies back that I grew up with that was teaching and raising me would say certain things about what a man should expect from his old lady. And I understand these were different times, right? And what a man should be doing for his woman as well, not just saying what, whatever. I do not need the whole female population coming at me. I'm just asking a question. Go ahead.
If you don't like me in my granny panties, you don't deserve me in my G-string. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
you don't like me.
Okay, Shannon.
Hold on.
Shannon, men do not like granny panties. If you work as a young girl, I had a friend. She used to wear granny panties because her grand.
I'm saying at the house. I'm saying at the house.
She used. Well, that's what she put on in the morning. And when I saw, I said, "You're married. Why would you wear that?" I took her to the store to buy her things our age. I said, "You're not up in that age group. You're not 60, 70, 80 to put those on because men are visual. If you want to keep your man at home, you got to dress, and it all depends on what type of man you like."
Let me come back to the fact that I have a drawer full of things, but aside from that, if I'm feeling granny panty-ish that evening,
there you go, put them
then
on.
I'm gonna have some granny panties that evening, and you might have some granny panties that evening too, depending on how far you get.
Again, it all depends on the man. Some men don't want it. Some men don't. Some men don't.
I do.
Hey, watch this here.
What? Look here.
It's just later you got to get creative with them granny panties. They can become handcuffs now.
Hey, listen, you can pull them straight up. Listen, you can pull them straight up, baby. Both them cheeks can be out in 2 seconds flat.
Watch this, y'all. Watch this. This might get Tanya mad right here. So you expect me to want to do something with you when you in your granny panties? Woman, get off my show. You need to go on. I'm sorry.
Shannon, I don't know about the man when they see. Okay, we were taught.
I'm just saying, if I'm around you enough that I feel comfortable enough to wear my granny panties, you probably ain't turning me down by then. That's all I'm saying, because it takes a lot of comfort for them blood boys to be coming out.
Shannon, in nowadays, we were raised to have certain panties for certain times.
Maybe I still have those.
Right.
It was not lost. It was not lost.
I'm gonna say
it is still a trade. Don't worry.
I'm about to say, because if you bring your ass in there with them panties you had to wash in cold water, we got a motherfucking problem. I'm sorry. We got a problem.
You know what, y'all? We're gonna have to hit this chat again, and then we gotta move on because we've been on this subject a little too long. So y'all going to hit the chat real quick, and so that we can move on to the next thing because we got a little bit more of the show to go.
And they are granny panties, just you, Shannon. You in the granny panties.
Listen, I keep my comfort underwear for comfortable times. I need to be comfortable. But SKR Tallis says, I'm definitely still going to holler, but I'm definitely hitting on a chill dressed woman way faster than a woman. And most of the time, the women dressed chill have been the ones with the degrees and doing better because they're not trying to impress anyone.
Right.
Did I read that right? My dyslexia.
No, you did. I can second that. So watch this. So the same way that we try to beef ourselves up to look a certain way for the public, and they'll sit there and tell you like, black folk try to dress fancy and look all of whatever, but when you look at the millionaires, they got on the Levi's, the t-shirt, and a pair of Skechers or some stuff like that, right? Those be the main ones with money.
Coming back to the chat, SKR Tallis says, I don't think we need to dress nice at all the time just to appease I don't know if I can say the milk people. Can I say milk people instead? Can I say milk people?
What? Okay.
Just people of different colors, shades and colors.
Well, it's not that you're trying to appease. It is more or less that we don't want that that stereotype. Also, you gotta think about that too. There's that whole stereotype that goes out there. So definitely not trying to appease.
That's something I wanted to address because personally, like I understand, like I walk into an event and I have a certain amount of privilege, so I don't get judged because I'm passing for white. So I don't get as much judgment walking into a situation as like one of y'all might walk into it and they think, oh, you look in some type of way. So I want to just take a moment and let y'all know, like, I understand the fact that maybe I look at it a little bit differently just because I'm not necessarily, I don't have a whole race to represent. You know what I mean?
I got you. But it looks like we have a special guest that was coming into the chat. Miss Bridget, how you doing?
Hi.
Hey, it sounds like you got something to say, girl. What you got?
I'm just stepping in. I have to step away for a second, so I have to catch up on what's being talked about.
All right, we just talked. Well, we were talking about the whole Monique thing about the women stepping out in the bonnets and the pajamas and all that. But we got to move on. We got some more stuff we got to get into because I want to talk about friendships, toxic friendships, and the main topic of tonight is my circle of friends is shrinking. And what means by that is, like Michael was saying, is when you get older, how your friends group will change, and that is indeed true. Also, the type of people that you date, that changes. And then also, I was looking at what Shannon sent me last night, these toxic friendships with these young people. I don't even know how they're even friends with these people, but I have to play this for you.
Long time ago.
Yeah, it's crazy because I never had friends like this. They were never friends. But I want to share this with you real quick, just so that you all can see what I mean, on this particular subject. This is the whole toxic thing that we spoke of. So I'm going to play just a couple of clips, and then we'll move into the whole thing about your circle of friends and the whole kit and caboodle there. Okay, so let me go ahead. I think I got it. Yeah, I think I got it.
My boyfriend went on your Instagram and called you pretty, so like I really don't want you to be in my life anymore.
Because he called me pretty?
And you're not that pretty, to be honest.
You just sound insecure. So you don't want to be friends because your boyfriend thinks I'm pretty?
Yeah.
But you would be friends if he thought I was ugly?
Yeah.
Well, what does that say about you? You're a terrible friend.
And you're ugly and fat.
What?
Wow.
What? Do you hear yourself?
You try to sing, but it sounds horrible. You're horrible at singing too.
That's why your boyfriend slid into my DMs.
Burn!
Okay, I got one more before we get out of this. I'm going to play just one more part of this clip, and then we'll move on and discuss. This is another situation with the toxic friendships.
You know that I like him, so why would you text him back?
Because I didn't want to be rude and ignore him. He texted me, so I texted him back, and it's not like I was flirting with him.
Well, still, now he's going to start talking to you, and I won't get a chance, even though I'm obviously the prettier one.
Excuse me?
I said I'm prettier than you, so he should want me and not you.
Are you serious right now?
That's what I said.
Are you even like hearing the words that are coming out of your mouth right now? I literally wasn't even talking to him like that.
No, are you here?
Because of how short your dress was at homecoming.
What does homecoming have to do with this?
Your dress was short. Your ass was hanging out. So it took away the attention from your face.
Sorry.
Oh man.
Okay. Okay.
Every time.
Oh no.
That gets me every time, dude.
Now, I have to say, when I was young, I would see people like that, but they were out of my life. But see, if we're talking about friendships, first of all, with people like that, what was it that, Shannon, what is it that you had those type of friends or those type of people who call themselves friends? If you said that happened to you a lot, how did that happen?
Well, for me, like, I had a couple fake friends like that growing up, but I mean, like, I'm from a small town, so it's just kind of like, your pool can only be as big as the town allows it. You know what I mean? So you're going to end up like having the same circles with these people at some point in time, especially like for a while I was Gothic. So that's an even smaller circle on top of being in a small town. So, I mean, all the Gothic people kind of knew each other, you know, like, and we were all a part of the same clique. So it was just part of like, oh, I have to tolerate this person for so long, regardless of how crappy they are, because it's just like, this is the only circle of friends that I actually have available to me. But I can tell you, like, there was one girl I had real beef with, and I had beef with her for years and years and years. And she ran her mouth about me for years and ended up dating exes of mine and stuff like that.
What?
Yeah, I finally got in a fight with her when I was like 17, and
like fist fight, or
let's just no, like I flipped her over me and I popped her head off the concrete a couple times. Like,
you better make sure the statute of limitations is up on that charge before you just go talking crazy
it was
on
17. I was 17. I wish you would try and get me at 31, girl. Let's go. She almost got arrested that day talking crap to the cops trying to report me anyway. So I highly doubt anybody would care about it. And by the way, her life has gone a little bit downhill by now. So like, pray for her, you know.
Okay. I don't know if that's sarcasm or if that's a legit pray. You praying?
We pray for the people like that. We pray for people like that now.
All right.
Okay. Well, I mean, what do you all think about this? Like, I played the clip on the toxic friendships. I mean, because when we're young, we endure things as we're finding our way into having friends and being friends. And, you know, as time goes on, we change how things are. We like when I was younger, I had squads. I had my different squads, you know. You had squad for this, and your squad, you go out here, and, you know, but then as time got older, as I got older and time passed, it became more of people who were more genuine. And this even changed for me again, but I'll get to that in a minute. So what happened for you all with the circle of friends shrinking and the toxic relationships that you may used to have?
The circle pretty much, it got smaller as, well, for me personally, it got smaller as my mind got bigger, my eyes got bigger. The truth kept kicking me in my ass. You know, it's like one of those things like you don't really accept. You don't accept it, but it's what it is. It's what it is. And the only way for you to grow and see the truth, you have to let them go so you can grow. Because you let them be grown, and when they realize what real is, they either come back or go forward or move forward with you, one or the other.
Right.
If y'all heard me.
I got you. I heard you. We heard you. Bridget, what do you all think? What happened in you all's worlds? Bridget, what you have?
For me, I can see how my circles always stayed small, just because I never was one to follow the crowd like that. Growing up, I ran with the girls that looked like me. And then as I got to like high school, I saw that they didn't really think like me. So I started hanging out with like my band nerds. And they became like my family until I went to the military. Then I got into the circle of friends, but I saw how fast they would drop off if I went through something. So I really learned to not really hang around a lot of females, just because of how dirty they always seem to be. So I can run with guys, no problem.
Yes.
For females, for some reason, females, I just can do it. I even befriended a girl that was like my sister before I went to the military, and came back, took her into my home, helped her with her baby. A few years ago when I was married, brought her back into my house with more kids. And this chick literally like told the church she was my sister with my father, that I really wasn't my father's child. She literally tried to camouflage my whole life in every way. I didn't realize just how crazy the girl was.
Was her name M. Night Shyamalan? She just put a twist on your life, girl.
It really was crazy, but it's like I had to, the people who were closest to me, I had to actually let them be close, to experience who I was so I could really see who they were. So that taught me about keeping people close and really just separating yourself to be alone. I'm even dealing with people now, family, seeing how that statement, what's that statement? What's that? Fake likes and fake love and real hate. I'm really experiencing that now, not just with people, but with family. So I know that I have to keep my circle small, like maybe 1 or 2 people, maybe 3, that really knows me, knows my mind, pushes for me. You know, I can help encourage them, but it's never been a secret for me that I need to keep my circle small because people just don't do me like that, and I don't do people.
I'm with that. I'm with everything she said.
Yeah, I went through my phase too, and I'll say, okay, here, Rick, I'm
sorry, I'm just like what Maya Angelou said, when people show you who they really are,
believe them.
And I had a hard time. I had a hard time with that, you know, because I'm feeling like these cats or this cat or these cats and kittens got my back, this and that and the third. Like my dad used to tell me, God rest his soul, Rick, keep on living. Keep on living, because you're going to see what it is. You're going to feel what it is. Let it sting. Let it hurt. Let it bleed sometimes. But hey, get your ass back up. But now at least you know. Now you know. You know what I'm saying? So, because there's a lot of mess that's hidden under those bonnets.
Back to the bonnet.
Brought it back.
Well, you know what? My circles, I don't know why. When I was younger, you know, like I said, I had different squads. Because like when I was in college, you know, you had your different squads of girls that you roll with, but you knew that it was superficial. I think it was just, you knew, but it was just unspoken. These are who I'm rolling with because we're going out, you know, and everything. But when it came down to who your real friends were, even out of that, you knew. But as time went on, I too, working in production, I had more male friends because a lot of guys work production behind the scenes, as opposed to a lot of females. And so that's how I had more male friends, you know, and so I got a chance to look at the reverse. I was a girly girl at first, and then I saw the reverse of things, and I got a chance to see things from guys' perspective, and I'm glad I did because I learned a lot. You know, the male mind is so different than what we think.
It really is.
You know, and so you want to learn about relationships. You got to see a lot of things from the male perspective, just in general. You know, but go ahead.
I gotta say, the funnest thing about being the only girl in a clique of guys is like you end up hearing what guys talk about with other girls. So you end up being the girl that they go to give them advice on how to talk with the messy girls they messing with. Like, that's my favorite. Like, no, baby. She's not there for you. You need to leave her alone. I can tell you by exactly how she's acting right now. Quit wasting your time on that. That was always my favorite part.
Well, I think in life, it's all about growing. And when we're young, we don't know who we are. The older we get, we begin to define our identity. And once you start defining your identity, your circle always changes. Me, myself, every 5 years, I look at my friends who I have chosen as friends and say, okay, do they still belong? Or, hey, I call them every once in a while, or it's time to let that person go. Because you will find out people who hold on, who don't want to let friends go, they have a lot of inner struggles because they can't move forward because they still hold on. Well, I was friends with this person when I was younger, but this person's not going the same path you are. So, you know, in life, that is just part of our growth, is constantly redefining our friends as we define ourselves.
I'm glad Bola said that, because I literally just posted a meme, and the message that I put on there is, every now and then you have to sanitize your circle to get rid of the germs and the bacteria that could potentially cause you harm.
Yes.
Oh, true.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
And I say that, you know, I guess being raised around a lot of, you know, grown folks when I was younger, and then I was the only male for a minute. So I was raised around a lot of women. And I guess call it mother's intuition, woman's intuition, or whatever. I feel like I got a sixth sense, so I could kind of feel the vibrations. You know, I observe and I look and I feel the energy of whomever. So I was kind of like, I don't really know whatever. So I was kind of lucky in some ways to kind of really avoid most of the BS, but you don't ever leave fully unscathed. But it hit me as an adult, where you have a friendship with somebody for 20 plus years, and it's 20 years later you find out who the hell they probably been the whole time you've been friends with them.
I hate
you know what I'm saying?
friendships.
Right. And so once I learned who you are, you know, the old me, oh yeah, you was finna catch these hands. But you know, the older me, you know what I'm saying, I got stuff to lose. Right, the older me now, I got stuff to lose, so I gotta think twice before I just, you know, wild out. But
I got a question. When you talk about that holding on to somebody for 20 years, we love to blame the other person, but why did you keep them? You know, not you, but why?
Loyalty, a sense of loyalty. Me feeling like I need to be loyal and holding on because of the street code, or you know what I'm saying, because of the things that I believed in before I was able to travel the world and expand and realize that and my mama had to tell me this. She said, baby, sometimes you just outgrow certain things and certain people, and you have to let that go.
To learn.
Right. And so, but when you dealing with, for me, it was trying to hold on to the street code. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, man, there's my A1, what they call it, A1s and day ones, trying to ride and roll. But then you learn different. So there's no need for me to have any hate or animosity toward anybody. I've always had that mindset. I just learned to feed people with a long spoon. Once you show me who you are, I know how to handle you. And at that point, I decided to feed you with a long spoon. I ain't gotta, you know, hey, how you doing? Right. I'm still gonna be me. I ain't never gonna change. I'm still gonna be me. You know, if you're hungry, I'll feed you. You're thirsty, I give you something to drink. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to certain things,
like I remember that you bit me. Yes, first bite.
Well, you know what?
How petty the person is after the friendship too. Like I've dealt with a lot of. I'll be real. I'm from Texarkana. I'm from a very a petty town, to say it lightly. So I mean, like some of the people that I deal with or I had dealt with in my past, you know, like I have one girl, she would hold grudges forever. Like I can't tell you, like I hadn't talked to her in 4 years, and like she'll pop up through a mutual friend, and then it's a whole nother thing of, oh, if I'm in Texarkana, I've got to stay up all night because I got to watch my cars and make sure she's not going to mess with them because she just realized I'm in town. I'm not even joking. Like, so I called one of my homeboys. Here's a story for you. I called one of my homeboys up to the house. I needed something. He pull up. She's in the car. Keep in mind, I haven't seen her for 3-4 years, right? So I looked at her sideways and I looked at him and I was like, what are you doing bringing something like this on my property? And he goes, what do you mean? I was like, we don't associate with things like this anymore. We don't talk to people like this. So we don't bring people like this on my property anymore.
She said things. People, places, and things. Damn.
Keep in mind, like this had been years of like this girl, I considered her my sister. She has stolen from me. She has put me in situations where I did not know I was in that situation till years later, and she threw it in my face. She has almost stolen my vehicle. She has taken advantage of me in any way that she thought that she could, because she knew I thought of her as a sister, and she knew I'd have her back no matter what. Because like Mike, when you bring loyalty into the situation, I'm tried and true, and I don't hesitate to even think about it. Right. So I literally had to stay up all night to watch my parents' house to make sure she didn't do anything to us. And I knew when she pulled up because I heard the music and I should have came out. I should have went and found, I should have came out. I should have came out. Okay. But I didn't. I looked through the bathroom window and I didn't see anything. But in the morning we found sugar. Thank God we have gas tank locks. We have gas tank locks. So she couldn't get into it. But, and like on the new cars, like they lock automatically. You have to have like the car locked in order to get it out. And the key has to be so close. You know what I'm saying? So like, but I go out the next morning and there's sugar around the outside of our gas tanks.
You got sugar in your tank.
She tried to, baby, but she didn't get that far, you know? So, I mean, it just like, and like that can send you on a spiral. If you don't really like know who you are and you're not in contact with who you are spiritually and physically, that can send you into a spiral and be like, oh, no, I've got to go.
So Bola, I was gonna give Bola some credit because she did ask a question. She said, why did you hang on, or why did you do it for so long? Right. And Shannon just brought up a point to kind of help me give Bola credit, right? Bola, you asked that question, and when I thought it, because I've been thinking about it ever since you said it, but Shannon kind of brought something out of it. When you young and you going through whatever you're going through based off of whatever it is at that time, and that's what you know. And as human beings, we draw off our experience to help us, you know, be who we are in the future until we learn different. Right. So so for me, when answering that question, I was holding on to that old that code, that loyalty, because that's the only way I believe you to be. But I had to, what I think Bridget said it earlier, I had to go through and I think Rick said it too, I had to go through the hurt and experience that pain in order to adjust, in order to realize that I needed to reassess my loyalty, my priority, and those things. I didn't learn that lesson till later on. But
that's why I said, is until we know who we are, we're going to go through these. Because once you begin to learn who you are, your circle becomes smaller. Because that circle has to intertwine with yours, no matter what type of relationship, be it a job, be it an intimate relationship or platonic relationship. It has to intertwine with you. And I was gonna ask Shannon. Now, was that before you called her a thing?
That was after. I know, right? But the sugar in the tank, trying to put sugar in the tank was after. It was like way after. It was like 3 a.m. But you got to keep in mind, like she's the type of person. But you got to keep in mind, she's the type of person that it doesn't matter what I would have said to her if the fact that I did not acknowledge her at all was enough for her to have shown back up.
You did acknowledge.
Okay, this is my suggestion.
That's what I was gonna.
I know what I did. That's why I stayed up all night. I know what I did.
Shannon needs to call.
And keep in mind, I was like, I'm 31 now, that I was 27, 25 then. So it was a few years ago. It wasn't anything that was like yesterday.
Okay, first of all, Shannon be talking about Texarkana like she's talking about Shy. Like she'll Southside Chicago or something like that. That's first thing. Secondly, Shannon needs to call old Michael. Old Michael could handle that for you. I'm running from old Michael because now that I know there's old Michael used to be doing all that, I can't say too slick stuff no more. I gotta watch my slick mouth up in
here. You straight, man. Hey, look, we grown now. I'm a grown ass man. In the words you said, they entertain. I'm a grown ass man, dog. So
I want to know what Margo has to say, because Margo's been quiet. She's been letting us get all our stuff out. And I just want to know what she feels.
It's entertaining, these life lessons and stuff like that. But I've definitely been through my own. Just going through, I think I probably was like a junior or something in high school. And I had somebody hating on me that I didn't even know. Didn't sense it till later because I'm so green. And so I try to, give people benefit of doubt.
And she's wearing green. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I mean, the girl, it just was funny because we were good and we were cool. And we still were okay, but I can see, when you feel like eyes watching or somebody saying something, you just kind of feel it. And somebody was just hating on me because I'm letting this guy that they talked to over the summer. Now, we might stay somewhat in the same neighborhood, but I don't know what's going on at your house. So this guy was being nice and started speaking to me and liked me and would walk me to my locker or might carry my books. And I see eyes and I hear chatter, but I'm like, y'all don't like me now because he likes me. I have no idea like what went on over the summer. So why are you hating on me? I'm still the same person, but it's just like it's so silly when you look at it later down the line. And I was like, we just being friends, we just talking. It ain't even nothing, but y'all are getting that caught up in that you're gonna be silly with me or ugly with me, laughing and giggling and making up stuff. I just thought it was like, man, like really? Like this is what we doing?
It's not that it's silly. It's just the fact that high school.
That's the age, that's the age.
Yeah.
Look.
But don't you find it? Oh, go ahead, Rick.
I'm sorry. Just because you have a diploma, it doesn't mean that you graduated.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that.
Don't grow up in the mind.
Rickisms.
And then he's gonna take his drink. Put the microphone down and take his drink. I see you.
But don't you hate it though when in life it happens in the progression of all of our friendships or anything that you run across people who hate you or hate on you for just being yourself, being talented, being your genuine self. I mean, what have you?
Somebody said it before. Somebody said it before. They hate you because they ain't you. You know what I mean?
I just got out of a friendship like that. But
you will not only find that in as a friendship, you will find that in work.
Exactly.
Right.
Ooh, child, do not even get me started on corporate.
So I have a personal saying. I'll say this right here about people are people. Given time, one's true self will emerge. Just give it time. And you're going to find out who the hell you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And at that point, like Bola was saying, you either choose to keep it going or you make the choice of getting that stuff the hell off, right? You know what I mean? And it's what you do once you find out. And then, you go from there, man. I guess it just depends on how high you've ascended, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you for saying
level.
ascended.
Yeah.
Because that's where I'm going now.
Okay.
Where I'm going now is as you find yourself, getting older and becoming you and recognizing who you are, because I think that's a lot of the issue is when we are growing up, we haven't learned who we are yet. And then we start learning the person who we are. Then we start learning different things like the God within or what you have your spiritual awakening, what have you, or you just have your, find your place in this world just in general. Do you find that is a major cause of the reduction in the people around you that you have considered to be friends? What you got?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I know for myself, I'll start it off and say, for me, where I am now, we're in this awakening as this, like I said before, this planet is ascending. So I'm in a different type of awakening now. And I'm not saying this for any of my friends or even family that might be watching. It's not that I cannot be your friend or anything anymore. But just bottom line, if you dead ass asleep, we just don't have a lot of things to speak about like we may have used to, have a lot to speak about. But if you're asleep and you still looking at things out there in the world in the same way that we did back when, it's not that I'm cutting you out. It's just natural, because when we have a conversation, like on the phone or something, I'm just finding that it doesn't gel as well because you still dead ass asleep. That's all I can say.
Tanya, in life, we compartmentalize people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and people, we don't want to say that, but everybody fits in their bucket. And the more you get to know who you are, it's all about you. Accountability.
Right.
Everything in life is accountability. You know, the more you get to know you, then okay, this person now fits in this bucket, this person fits in that bucket, and this bucket is the bucket I want in my daily. This bucket is my weekly. This bucket is my once a year.
Some people I had to kick the bucket. Some people had to kick the bucket because they had to go.
Turn the bucket over. Right. You say no more.
Yeah. So look at it like a school, like a what they call a curriculum thing, right? And you ain't finna go to literature trying to learn math, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? So if the subject is life, and you trying to come in there with bullshit, we not talking about bullshit, we talking about life. So you got to get the hell out of here. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, and you know something? I want to Mike, you sent this to me. I'm gonna find it. This thing about spiritual awakening. Y'all talk while I find this here. Because I found this to be very, very interesting. But you all go ahead and discuss amongst yourselves. Who else?
When you talk about spiritual awakening, everybody finds it on a different level.
Yeah.
Nobody's level is right or nobody's level is wrong. It's where they are.
It's where they at on that hierarchy of needs, huh?
Yeah. No, they say that your friends are a reflection of you. It depends on how long, or what am I trying to say? So they say that your friends are a reflection of you. It just depends on how long they actually reflect who you are, because there's only a matter of time till you cannot see yourself in someone else. You know what I mean?
Right.
But so go ahead.
Where I just got that divorce a few months ago, and the one thing, actually, it was a few things that really led to the separation, the emotional separation. But for me, I started reading Proverbs to my kids when I was homeschooling them, and during that same time, I'm going to school for organizational leadership. So I was learning a lot of things about leadership, the different aspects of leadership, and what it really takes to be an authentic or a servant type leader, transformational leader. And the things that I was putting into my heart to become as an individual and a person, and as a leader, I saw that my goals and my ex's goals weren't aligning at all. And then reading Proverbs and what it says about what a person should be and how they shouldn't be, and the things that you'll do if you're on the wrong path, and the things you should do if you're on the right path, and what it will eventually lead to, I started to see, okay, we're definitely on the wrong path spiritually. So everything about the path that I'm taking and the path he was taking, which is completely at odds. And so I really had to start checking myself, like, are you going to keep following a path that you know is wrong, or following someone where you know they're not leading you down the right path and they can eventually lead you to death? So I can honestly say that I really separated from him because we weren't going anywhere. Like you said, if you're talking BS or you're talking about, life skills or life goals, and at the end of the day, we just weren't on the same path. So when it comes down to trying to figure out who you want to be around, whether it's your partner, whether it's your friends, even family, you really have to figure out, are you on the same path? Are you on the same goals? Are your goals aligning? Are your beliefs aligning?
Right.
And if you...
What you say, Michael?
Vibrations. Your boy 2 Chainz said it best. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. You know what I mean? It's a vibe. Hey, you got to be on that vibe, man. And and I think I've mentioned it before. At a certain point in my life, I've entered into what I call my pop zone, right? That's an acronym, POP, my place of peace. And once I enter my pop zone, the objective is to let no one take you out of it. Once you enter into your place of peace, you remain there. And like somebody was saying earlier, you can match energies. We choose how we respond. And I believe Bola said that a lot of times on the show. So, we choose how we respond. You know, like I don't like being mad. So if somebody says something, I'm gonna make the choice whether I want to let it affect me or not, right? So if I don't like being mad, to hell with you, man. All right, cool, peace.
Okay.
You know, back to me, like you were saying, Bridget, that what it means to be equally yoked. A lot of people think equally yoked. Oh, well, he does.
After last week, Bola, we equally yoked means something totally different.
That was a whole different topic.
But you know how people say equally yoked, and they
Right.
think, oh, it's just about going to church. No,
No.
it's not.
No.
It's
No.
beyond that. Are you walking the same path?
Right, right.
What the scripture says, how can two men walk the same path if they don't, unless they agree?
You know what we like to do when we do our discussions here in the living room, AIL? We like to leave our audience with something like we've been mixing it up the whole time, and you know, everybody's been giving their opinion. But with tonight's whole discussion about the circle, is my circle of friends shrinking? You know, some people see it, they don't exactly know why, or they haven't defined it. And it could just be themselves, you know, that they're waking up. And so when Michael sent this as signs of a spiritual awakening, I saw myself on some things in here that I didn't even realize that this was it, but I knew I was waking up for a while, but I didn't see this one or two specific things. I'm like, what? That's what that was. So just going to share these things with you. Number one, you want more solitude. You find yourself, you know, you're okay about you being alone and knowing you and being with just you. And when you're younger, you might want to be with all your friends all the time. So I like that. Number two, you see through the illusion of society. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All the trickery, all the slick ass mess that we deal with every day, the lies, the media, all that, just lies on top of lies, you know, all the stuff, the illusions. It's like theater every day. Number three, synchronicity and repeating numbers. Lord have mercy. I had no idea why I was.
I get that a lot. I'm telling you, I'm writing down because I get it. Like my big thing is like license plates.
Really?
I get triple or quadruple numbers the same or microwave.
Wow.
I just look at it that specific time and get those numbers.
Yes.
3:33. I wake up at 3:33 every night.
11.
I was at 3:33 at one.
Yeah.
Okay, mine is 11:11 or 11:13.
2:22. Yeah.
3:33 are angel hours. 3:33 are angel hours.
You know what my apartment number is? And not to give out too much information. You know what my apartment number is? 2225.
Right, because I know that when I've been doing it, like I had a guy on IMITATES Life when we were in radio on Blog Talk, and we did a numbers show, and that was way back in 2014. And I was like, why am I seeing these numbers? I started off with the threes, and then I went to the twos, and then I went to ascending and descending. To this day, my numbers that I see all the time are 1, 2, 3, 4, or descending. You know, 3, 2, 1, or 4, 3, 2, 1, or 6, 5, 4, 3, all the time. 5, 4, 3. I'm like, why? But I say a prayer. I just started saying a prayer when it happens. I just adopted that. And I didn't know if I was right or not, anybody else did it or not, but I just did it. Okay, number 4, you pray for meaning and purpose. Yeah, you want to know more about the meaning of stuff instead of just accepting, you know, what you see around you. You know, number 5, you feel completely lost and alone. I have those times. That I can't speak to the audience around me because they think that I have 2 heads and my hair's on fire. They look at me just like that. It's okay. Okay. Number 6, changing sleep patterns. We all know that I never sleep. So do you all have the same thing about your sleep patterns?
I ain't slept the same since my deployment in 2008.
Wow.
I sleep 5 hours every day during the week.
4.
6 all night and all day, and then I might get like 2 or 3 hours of sleep every night. Yeah.
You like me, Bridget?
I go to sleep.
What do you say the season, Bola?
Depending on what season I'm in, is
Wow.
how many hours I sleep or what time I have to get up.
Yeah, I like, as long as I make myself sleep. If I'm cold, I gotta be cold in order to sleep. Okay, number 7, having more unusual vivid dreams. Lord have mercy, that is me. Woo.
Yeah.
These doggone dreams off the chain.
No.
Yeah, I've always been a dreamer.
Astral.
Yeah.
I'm a dream reader if y'all ever need anybody to interpret anything.
Why was I naked?
Running everywhere.
Because you have a vulnerability issue.
Yeah.
That's why you were naked. Being naked in a dream is immediately a representation of your fear of being vulnerable.
Okay, because I'm serious.
With the eyes.
I'm never naked, but I'm always running.
Running?
You're running. What are you running from?
Right. You don't know?
Like the dream will start normal and then I'll be running somewhere. Like other night, I was dreaming about somebody and then I started trying to get to the beach and I just took off running, but I was like on a sky something and I kept trying to run to get to the beach, but I can never get to the beach. And every twist and turn,
does the beach keep moving away?
No, it's there. I can see it clearly, but I can never get to it. Like I'm constantly running to try to get to the beach.
It sounds like you have a certain goal that you're trying to reach, but you're convincing yourself that you won't ever get to it.
That's freaking accurate.
And it sounds like once you allow yourself to know that you are able to give yourself anything that you want, you'll be able to reach the beach. You just have to allow yourself to believe in who you are and have confidence within yourself.
You have to do, you also have to deal with why you cannot reach that beach. Because there are fears in there that you have to deal with in order to reach the beach.
Hey, so somebody said something about being, Bola did, about being equally yoked. We know that it has different meaning now on our IMITATES life. But so I made a meme out of some eggs and some yolks and some other stuff, and I ended up talking to my pops. My pops is a preacher, and I called him and we had this thing. And I ain't trying to get whatever, but I will tell you the conversation we had about the yoke. Matthew 11:28-30 will kind of explain that to you if you're looking for it. But the way that we explained it was, yoke is a wooden cross piece that is fastened over the necks of two animals and attached to the plow or the cart that they are to pull. Right? So if you're equally yoked, that meaning you pulling the same workload. If you're unequally yoked, somebody else is carrying more load than you are.
Thank you for reading that, because this whole time I've been thinking about eggs.
Leave it to
Okay. I see that we have another person in with us. We have Tanya.
Tonia.
Okay. Tonia. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Welcome. Unless you want to speak, because I got her on.
Come on in and say what you got to say. Come on.
I'll ask her to unmute.
Wait. Hold on. Let me do this. I'll do this.
Okay.
I want to welcome aboard a friend of mine. We've been in communication and talking, like our minds met and matched. Still growing on the way. In terms of art, music, sound, and personalities, I feel like it was very, 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 very appropriate to bring her along. You guys, I want to welcome you, Tanya Brown.
Hi,
Thank you so much.
Hello,
Thank you so much.
Hi. Well, one more question before we leave the dream thing. Okay, Shannon. I was naked, but I was not afraid. Why?
Naked and afraid, right?
I was not afraid. I looked down. I had on no clothes, but I didn't care.
And you enjoyed yourself.
Hold on. What was around you?
There was people I was talking to, and somewhere close to me, you all were somewhere in the vicinity. You weren't standing right there. You were in the vicinity. I was there and I was talking to, it was business situation. And I remember I looked down, I had nothing on, and I just said, oh, hell, I'm here now. Let's go. And
So
I just kept going.
Hold
So
on.
you was naked and people was in your business.
Yeah, there was people all around me.
Naked and business don't go together as far as.
Hold on.
It's like you're full of spirit.
This means that you're ready to be vulnerable and present who you actually are, as opposed to keeping up this front as this TV host that you've been presenting for so many years.
Yes, Lord.
You are now in a situation where you feel comfortable enough to break down walls that you have been showing people represent you and give them the full naked truth of who you are.
I can say
you have us there to back you up. What's up?
Okay. I can say that. I can, yeah. I actually can, because I'm in a different realm now. I'm definitely in a different realm.
It sounds like you're in a place where you have been more comfortable with yourself now than at any other period in your life, and you're ready to present your fandom, which is the people that are around you that you are speaking to, that this is who I actually am, as opposed to the persona you have been presenting. So you look down and you're like, oh, well, this is raw me.
Okay, I can dig that. Rick, what you got?
To piggyback that, especially like being, you know, a preteen, 12, 13 years old, being under the belt of Tanya Productions, Real Life, etc. It's like this. Okay, you want to throw shots, and in this behavior still, I've been through that. You're gonna have to do something different, because I am something different. Not even something different, something better. So it doesn't really affect you at all. Not a matter of even doesn't even affect you. It just does not. You've graduated from that.
Right.
And you got the diploma, and you got the rights and the copyright and the ownership, et cetera, et cetera. But what they want to own is the past.
Okay.
They want to own and hone in and harp on your past and use those same things. Well, I remember you used to do this. I remember you went through this. I remember blah, 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 blah. Want to hold it over your head. But they don't even know where your mind is. But they want to hold it over your head because you've grown so much. So it's like that exposition, you're exposing like, all right, take a shot. Good luck. Good luck. But they still have poor aim. They want to get shots.
Right. What is supposed to be seen as your shame, you're taking and using it as your strength.
Oh, right. I feel like I've grown up in front of the camera. Yes.
It also has to do with your trust issues.
Oh,
the nakedness is that you're not so caught up in your trust issues. Now you're able to be vulnerable, to put yourself out there and let people judge you.
That's right.
I like Bola. I do not like Bola.
Bola.
Bola. Yeah.
But you know, I take that, and I take that all that information, and I appreciate it, because really I wondered for weeks exactly why I had that dream. It was just a little strange for me, and I thank you all for giving me some insight, because this is different for me. Hey, Tashiba, she's coming in. This is a total different platform for me. So, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Just wonderful. Thank you. Well, I'm going to finish these last 4 points real quick, and we're going to get back to the discussion real quick. But let me tell you, the last 4 points in the signs of a spiritual awakening is number 8, a sudden desire or changing career. Michael.
Yes.
Yes.
Agree.
And then, oh, yes, and Shannon. And number 9, you have increased self-talk. You find yourself talking to yourself a lot, walking around the house or anywhere. I do it a lot now. Number 10, a desire to eat healthier. We're all trying to do a little bit more on the clean eating. And number 11, deep desire to connect with nature. I'm not totally on that yet, because I'm still ain't too fond of being outside. I don't know about that one, but
hey, that ocean water and that moon.
Yeah, now that, yeah.
And I just heard some news about the moon ain't really the moon. So I said, I don't know no more. So
there's people there's beings on the moon. People,
yeah.
they've always lied to us. There's beings on the moon. There's the ones who wanted to escape this planet. The first place they were trying to go was the moon, and they stopped it. That's
got banned from there.
Yep, they sure did.
So I look at it like off that list, I can tell you right now, I'm like Bobby Brown. I talk to myself when there is no one to talk to. Okay. I have been literally trying to find I don't know what they call them, but like retreats or whatever, because I need to take a sabbatical. Like I need time for myself to bring everything in. So that seeking solitude, talking to myself. It's a lot of things on that list that probably fall under what I'm trying to do, but I'm just being realistic with the main ones.
Right.
And if anybody else feel like that, man,
actually, I was going to ask.
I haven't run around the woods in so long. I want to go. I just I cannot tell you, like anybody that I talk to that I'm like, that wants to take me out on a date or some shit or something like that. I'm like, let's
take me to the woods.
Right. I'm for real. I'm like, can we
she
go
just
run
say
outside?
run around the
I'm so
woods.
weird. I'm so weird. But it's like, I'm like, can we go run around outside or something like that? I just want to do something that's outside. Like I want to do something outside.
For the things that you know, about, you know that there's different things, different beings that exist that everybody always thought were false and fake. Why would you want to go in the woods? One of them damn Nephilim jump out of your ass.
She's a freak like that. She's a freak like that.
I'm from the woods. I gotta go back sometime.
She want to experience outside in the woods.
Yeah. I said, what are them Nephilim?
I just want to go on a trail. Y'all nasty. I'm just trying to go out here and walk around and enjoy the sunshine.
With the whip, huh?
No, ma'am. I just want to walk around. Y'all thinking I'm taking this? Listen, I'm not like these girls that go out to the dog park with a leash and want to go wag my booty out somewhere.
I got you.
Bark, give me some water. I really just want to go outside.
You just want to do a nature hike or something.
I got you. But I want to welcome Tashiba and Tonia to the chat tonight as we talk about how our circle of friends shrinking as we get older and different things in our life that factor. One more thing before that's a circle of friends. What about when you get older and you start dating differently? Now you got some married people here, but what about when you start dating differently? Like I know when I was younger, I stuck with Black guys. I dated just Black guys, but when I got older, I branched out a little bit and I dated outside of my race. And we just start dating different types of people just in general. Did you see or do you see yourself differently on that page right now? And for Rick and Tashiba, you can probably talk about your friends, people who you see around you maybe change in that way.
I don't have no friends. I'm just like, you know what? When I was younger, I dated outside my race because I grew up in a multi-diverse community. Okay. And so, but as I got older, I found myself wanting to be more just within my race. And so I don't think about it now because I love my husband, of course, but I don't think that you don't feel your hands. Yeah, you don't feel your hands. Okay. So I don't think that, I think love is love. Whoever you love, that's who you love. And I try not to put a preference on it, but I don't see myself really being, because even though you're married, you're still attracted to other people if we're keeping it real, right? Mm-hmm. So, but I don't find myself attracted to other people outside of my race.
Okay. What about anybody else? How you feel as time gets older,
Can I chime in?
Preference change? Oh, sure.
I know I'm new. I'm sorry. I've dated pretty much everybody that you could probably date in their race growing up. Now my wife is Ethiopian, and it seems so more fulfilling to date someone like her. But I agree with Tashiba. It's who you love is who you love. And sometimes you're attracted to more people that you're attracted to sometimes. And it just clicks sometimes. And sometimes you're surprised by it. And I don't think it would be wrong to say that you're attracted to anybody outside of your race. So I agree with you, Tashiba. Sometimes you just find that.
Yeah, I understand. Here's what happened to me. I think what it was, maybe it was my circle of friends that I was around. There was a pressure of some type not to date outside, and maybe I stayed in for that reason. And then one day I just said, hey, let me look out here and
Tanya,
let me accept. Yes, go ahead, Bola.
It's also our age group. Our age group, Black women did not normally date outside of their race. Mm-hmm. But as time is now, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Love it does not have a skin barrier. But at our age group, that was frowned upon. Right. Black guys dated white, outside of the race, but the Black woman,
we were like the possessions. So like we were a possession for the Black man. Like we couldn't leave. Like play in the yard, but you can't leave the yard. Right. That's what it felt like.
Mm-hmm. So, I remember at our age, I had a lot of white guys, mm-hmm. and they would say, I really like Black women, but I'm too scared to talk to them because I know they're going to turn me down. And it's like, that's because that's how we were raised.
And that relaxed. Okay, I got y'all. Any other thing that anyone wants to add to all that? Michael is quiet.
No, because I know I talk a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I know I talk a lot. But man, when you start talking about dating, I've tried. I done traveled the world. I done been many places and seen many faces. You know what I'm saying? I done pulled some strings and done some freakiest other things. But it's like you man, we live in a world, man, where folks just judgmental, right? And I tell you right now, the way I was raised, it was gonna be one. I bet not bring nobody else home. You know what I'm saying? But then as you travel the world and you expand and you grow and you are seeing and all this other stuff, you learn that it really is a vibration or a connection. You know what I'm saying? That connects you to people. So when people say love is love, and it don't matter who you with, that your partner is your partner, as long as they doing, if they make you feel right and feel good, then that's what you're supposed to do. And then I'm not gonna live my life due to nobody else's expectations. Like I've said it before, what's between two people is between two people. To hell with everybody else. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
You find yourself trying to hold yourself to a certain standard because you don't want to let mama down. You don't want to let the neighborhood down. You don't want to let somebody else down. And at the same time, you sacrificing yourself and what's good for you or what may be meant for you. And oftentimes we pass up our blessings trying to please and appease somebody else.
Right. Which watch people do it with race, gender, the whole nine.
Right. Everything. Yes. And then you end up messing over and hurting a lot of people. So I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna pass the mic. You know what I'm saying? You can have a gifted mind and a talented soul, but if it's mixed with a vengeful heart, it can make a person so cold, which is why we have to be mindful to whom we scorn, because if you do that, it may be that same person that make you wish you was never born. And I am not trying to deal with no damn crazies. You hear me? So,
okay, Jay-Z.
Because there's a bunch of y'all that watch the ID channel and a couple of things, and y'all done learned how to get away with murder. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Shannon's quiet. She's the youngest on the group here, so I know you can't really relate to that whole when you get older changing.
You even know.
Okay.
More than you even know. Like that's why I'm over here trying not to get emotional about it, because this actually hits like really close to home for me.
Oh, what's
That's
wrong?
all right. It's all right. Yeah.
So I was raised to know that I was Irish for a long time.
Right.
Until I was like 16. And then I found out how much Native American I had on my dad's side, but I never knew about my mom's side. And then when I turned 20, between 23 and 25, I just happened to be in the room with my mom while she had a conversation with an ex-boyfriend of mine who was Blasian, that I'm actually Creole and Native on her mom's side. And so much so, like, we burned our birth certificates during the Trail of Tears. And I have no idea what, like, we went on ancestry.com, we can't find anything. The only things that I've found were on my own. My grandmother's last name was Cordell. I know that I have a great grandmother on, or a great aunt on my grandmother or my grandfather's side, on that side of the family, that was a famous stripper in New Orleans who was Creole. There is a woman that I found whose name is Cordella. And and how we kept our connections as Creole is it was through our grandmothers. So I would be Shannon, granddaughter of Patricia. Mm-hmm. So it would make sense that our last name was Cordell and this girl's name was Cordella. Mm-hmm. So that's the only connections I have in mind. But to come back to this, growing up, like I said, I was being raised to know that I was Irish. I remember having a conversation in kindergarten with my grandmother on my dad's side and being like, what would you think if I dated outside my race? And the nicest way that she could tell me, because like I said, I was raised white, so I only assumed I was white. Little did I know I'm actually like just passing. I just like have no melanin at all. But like she told me, she was like, you know, I have Black friends and I enjoy their family and I appreciate their kids, but I don't think I would want them as part of my family. And I think they feel the same way. So that's like a normal get-go. And that was on my dad's side of the family. And my mom's side of the family, I hated, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to explain why, but just like bear with me for a second. I hated Martin Luther King Day. I hated it. Every time it came around, I just hated it because I knew I was going to have to be with my grandmother on my mom's side. Every Martin Luther King Day, I would hear about how horrible of a man he was, how he cheated on his wife, how can you praise someone and hold somebody high up on this pedestal when they are keeping the ideal of it's okay to treat their family at home in this manner, but you want to praise him like blah, blah, blah. I heard that every Martin Luther King Day. And it took me a long time to like separate those two and realize how much my grandmother was speaking out of self-hate because she did not want to accept the fact that we weren't white on her side of the family. Our Creole was kept so secret. I didn't know anything about any of that. Like I said, I just happened to be in the room while she's talking to a boyfriend of mine. My mom talked to a boyfriend of mine. She didn't even talk to me about it. I just happened to be doing dishes in the same room, you know? And I have not dated a pure white man since I was like 14 years old. So it was like, I would take my boyfriend. There was one time I was dating this dude and I took him to go with me to get my hair done. And my hairdresser tells my grandmother. And the next thing I know, my mother's coming at me because my grandmother is mad that I brought Abe with me to go get my hair done.
What?
And that was like normal for my life.
Yeah. But
you know?
I will say like I see a lot of confused faces. I make no excuses for ignorance, none at all.
No, there's none at all. And
right.
I will say that my mother and my father, I have changed the entire outlook of my family just based on, because I will love who I want to love. And it doesn't matter who I am or what I'm mixed with or what you think I should pass for. I don't really care. Because as long as the person is down for me and the person cares for me and we are on the same thought structure and we have the same ideals and I know that I don't have to second guess when I think or look at this person, I'm fine.
Right. You know, what's so funny is every time I think my wild child is too young to have some information, here she comes. She got a lot of history. That's why I call her old soul.
I'm
Just
trying
the
to tell
old
you,
soul.
education and information go up and
Yes.
down, baby. Up and
Janet,
down.
And I ain't mad about it. But go ahead, Bola.
Yeah.
Janet, what I was going to say about that, you have to realize people operate out of what they've been taught, what they know, where they are at that point.
Yeah.
Regardless if it's a prejudice or racial, this is what they know. So you hold that affecting you. You have now have to look at yourself, because you have to realize this is where they were. Why is it affecting me?
Right.
You know,
I was in Mississippi working. I was in Mississippi working as in the military, and I never wanted to go to Mississippi because the only thing I knew about Mississippi was Mississippi burning. When I got stationed there, I was nervous and I was scared as hell. I actually got to about 3 years in Mississippi with 0 incidents, and then I had one incident at the gate because I was a cop on base, and an old man came in, checked his ID. His ID said 1914. Right. Wow. This is once I got the ID. What led to that, I finally got his ID. When he drove up to the gate, he didn't want me to check his ID. I don't want you checking my ID. How about I had that young man over there check my ID?
I wonder why.
You know, back in my day, your kind wasn't allowed in my military.
Right.
And and everybody that know me, they were like, "Oh shit, go get him, go get some, go get some right now." But I took the higher road, and long story short, I could have snapped and I could have went smooth the hell off and lost my cool or whatever else. But like when I looked at that ID and I seen 1914, it told me this person come from a whole different time. And that's all they know. I can correct this person, but what am I correcting? If 1914 and then what was that, about 2008? What the hell was I really gonna change or correct in that individual?
You were surprised because I had an incident. We had this little boy. For some reason, he was like 3 years old. Some reason he thought in his prior life he was a black child. So he would first thing in the morning, 7 o'clock, we hear knock knock. It was him coming into our house, and he'd stay in our house until 8 o'clock at night when his mother came and got him. Well, his father and I went to school with his uncle, and their side of the family were prejudices. So the father would never come over to the house and get him, but he would always send the wife, go get our son, and his son would cry. So he would 8 o'clock, and so finally the wife said, "No, you want your son, you go get him." And so he had to come knock on our door. He sat down with my dad, and he was so shocked. He said, "I never thought black people were so and so." And my dad said, "You haven't met everybody." From that day on, he schooled his father, his grandfather. You cannot just judge people by their color. So when you said you don't know what, it's a lie, because I remember I used to hate it. My father used to love to go to Baptist, quote unquote, white Baptist, old Southern white Baptist churches. I'm like, for what? Because they would call him boy and stuff, and I would just be fuming. And he said, "You got to change that mindset." But until somebody walks up in there and actually shows them something different, that's what they know.
Right. People don't know what they don't know.
Right.
So until you have been exposed, you don't know. And that's why when people say we have to have the conversation and sit down and have these talks and everything. And when we have those talks, we got to have people, and we keep saying that you got to listen to understand versus listening to respond or trying to prove a point. Tom actually said this, and then I'm done talking for the night. Tom actually said this. Tom said, man, when I'm having a debate or an intellectual conversation, I'm not looking to win or prove a point. I'd rather lose that argument or that debate, because when I lose, I actually end up learning something.
Mm-hmm. I like that. That. You know what I've learned tonight, because we're got to get ready to start wrapping things up. But we've been on for a little while now. This conversation, I learned that you all are very versatile, because we started off talking about Monique. We went from Monique and the pajamas and bonnets to the toxic friendships and the crazy things that people used to say and do to us, and to us growing, in our friendships, and to our spiritual healing, to now talking about these cultures and how they're intermingled, and some, folks that don't want to really realize that in this history. I will be glad when the time comes that we can actually speak more in detail about this, because the conversations that I want to have, and even here on YouTube, I had to figure out how to do it where we don't get snatched. But the conversations that I want to have is even the ignorance or racial inequalities within races. Black races. We talked about that ourselves. I want to talk about histories that people don't know anything about. Like this week was the anniversary of Tulsa, Oklahoma, with Black Wall Street. And there was all kinds of specials on television about that. Like you could say Black Wall Street, the people don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So Wilmington, North Carolina.
Right. And I want to talk about these things.
Right. When the majority of back in that day, in that time in Wilmington, North Carolina, where Black people were literally Republican.
Right. We started the Republican Party. We actually started that party.
Yeah.
And just one thing about that, we were actually beat to go back to the Democratic Party. But I can't say no more about that. No more about that. Keep it moving.
It's a lot you can't tell us. What the hell are you into?
I'll talk to y'all on the after show about that. we got the after show that we talked. We said
I'm messing with you. With you.
But I can't talk out here. And then talk about the hidden things in cultures. Shannon, I have been really looking more and more at the history of this country. I've been told a million times, I'm exaggerating by the word a million, but I've been told many times about the cultures that started this country. And like I mentioned to you all before, how the Moors Nation and the indigenous Aborigines, when the colonizers came, they moved us off lands and took us to the islands, took us to Europe, took us to Africa, and brought us back here, and they said, "Hey, you're from Africa," and then no, you're just white, and you're just black. No, Indians, y'all by yourself. It's all they had this whole thing that was developed, and it's time now to start digging in and getting the truth, because these truths have to come out. So we will have these opportunities to talk about these different things here. And thank you for sharing, Shannon, and thank you all for sharing your different stories. Before we go, you know how we do. We like to talk about what everybody's into, what you into. So I have to go how my screen is laid out, and I'm starting way up here with Bola. Bola, tell us what it is that you do out there in the world.
Oh, it's on mute.
Yeah.
Yeah. I ain't gonna tell you what I had to go do, but I'll wait. My name is Bola Harding, and I am CEO of Spiritual Recovery Coach. I am a healing and energy cleansing coach, and I help people, especially women, master their identity and transform their relationships. And when I could say relationships, I'm not just talking about intimate relationships, and align their mindset. It's all about going from pieces to peace, like Michael said, finding your place of peace. Because once you find that, you're good to go.
There you go. All right, Bola, I still might get a chance to put up the poster thing. I forgot all about it. My brain is today. I'm so sorry. Okay, Mr. Turn 'em Loose, Michael, what you got going on?
And what I got going on is, y'all heard it, turn them loose, motivation, inspiration, education. Trying to transition, get ready for this transition, after 22 long years of the military. Right. So whenever that's finished, you know what I'm saying, we'll be doing what we need to do. But in the meantime and in between time, hey, we out there trying to give back to the community and focus on the youth. And we just looking for any and all opportunities to be able to go out there and share our message and to motivate these youngsters. So if you got any opportunities or youth centers or whatever the case may be, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Turn 'em Loose on our Instagram, you know what I mean? And then man, I got fumble and stumble and lost what the hell I was getting ready to say.
Your social media.
Right, contact. Yeah, social media. Yeah, the whole Mr. Turn 'em Loose on Instagram. And then as far as Gmail, Mr. Turn 'em Loose at gmail.com, hit me up. And then we can kind of work some things out because I'm about to have a lot of free time to travel.
All right, then. Thank you, Michael. Yeah. Margo, what you got going on, Miss Margo?
Just the same. In the midst of just still on Facebook, getting in my own zone, trying to get back to writing and doing poetry, short stories, all that kind of stuff. So taking like little workshops throughout learning and doing more crafts and DIY projects. So that's pretty much it. Lately, I've just been in the building things, furniture and organizing, but for the most part, that's about it.
Okay, cool. All right, Tashiba, what you got going on right now?
I got going on nothing, just working. No, Tashiba Sweets, bath salts, soaps, body butters, all my social media handles, Tashiba Sweets and then Tashiba Sorrells Jacobs for my personal page. And that's about it. You looking for some witchy shit? I got that too.
Okay. All right.
I love how honest everybody is.
I know, right? Shannon, aka the Wild Child. What you got going on, girl?
Okay, so actually Sunday I'm going to be in a music video for an artist called Angel Perez. So keep a lookout for that. I'll be in a movie at the end of this month. I'll have the name for y'all later on. I haven't paid attention to the name. I'm not even gonna lie. Like it was just like spur of the moment thing. I just happened to walk out at the right time and be at the right place. And I still looked a hot mess and I got it. Let me go ahead and
you had your bonnet, and your PJs on.
Anyway.
Did you have the leash? Is it because you have the leash?
That's it. I just carry that around in public. I'm like, anyways,
bonnet baby
on everything. I've got a couple paintings I'll be finishing up. I got one I'll be finishing up hopefully within the next week or so. I am a corporate designer. I'm still on, so if y'all need a corporate designer, let me know. I'm still out here in the field looking for actual full-time. Okay. I don't know. I have a whole bunch of stuff going. Don't forget, I still have shops. So I have the Threadless and Element by Element Rose to get some merch or whatever. I'm coming out with a second wave of drops for summer. Right now I have out as whole meal, and it's an olive print of like hot dogs, hamburgers, and pizza. And it says whole meal on the front. And then I'll be coming out with Hot Girl Summer. And it's going to be cute little tequila and stuff like that. So be on the lookout for that. I think that's pretty much all I've got going for this month.
I see. Well, everything switched around on my screen here. So I missed Bridget because everything switched around and you went up top. So Bridget, what do you have going on out in the world?
Hi, everyone. Michael?
Michael, what you calling me for?
What?
I can't hear you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. No, we can. I'm just teasing. Yeah, we can hear you. We got you.
Okay, it's me, Lady B, Bridget Brown. I'm also go by Lady B Whimsical on Facebook and Instagram. What I'm into, one, I'm currently working on my doctorate in organizational leadership. But I also help individuals with their administrative issues or paperwork. If you are in school or you need something typed up or you need something drafted, outlined, just hit me up. I help do that. I also run a website for homeschooling. I also work for I Want to See You Win Ministries, so as an administrator. So I basically do all things administrative. I also contract with Turn 'em Loose as an administrator as well. So you need anything administratively, just hit me up.
Thank you, Bridget. Thank you for joining us. And also thank you for the first time is Tonia joining us. Tell us what you have going on out there.
Right now I have work going on right now. I don't exactly know what I want to get myself into, but I am completely humbled and appreciative of this group. It's very inspiring. I appreciate all you guys. It's actually making me want to find my purpose and understand what I need to do. So
I like that. Thank you, Tonia.
Come on in. You gotta come on in. Come on in the room.
Right. Yes, you are welcome. Definitely welcome. The Rick Monster. What you got going on?
I didn't do it.
Yes, you did.
I got
Rick. Throw my wife in the background. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm working on a commission piece for my sister, Tanya, her wife. Here's a real snip. You know what I'm saying? That's all you get. You did.
Hold up, while we showing snippets.
Because it's near finished, and only she gets to see the end product out of respect. But nonetheless, I got Rick. It's a Saachi Art. SAATCHIART art.com /Rick_Adams with an S _West. Mood pieces, Instagram, same name, Rick_Adams_West. Mood pieces, art is what I am, art is who I am, art is what I do. So I live it and drink it. So take a sip.
Rick been drawing since high school, man. I'm gonna tell you that now. You know what I mean?
But I tell you, you all have put me under a little pressure because I look at all my artists here, and then Margo's writer, like everything that I do, I've been drawing since I was 8. I've been writing for years because I write screenplays and everything. And I feel like one minute I need to be drawing, I need to be writing, I need to be doing this, but I just don't have the time. Yeah, that's why I had to focus it in, because they said, Jack of all trades, master of none. So I'm staying focused now, but I do want to get back to my art form because I am Tanya Dixon, aka Tandy Girl. I Tandy Land Bitches LLC, Tandy, all Tandy brands since 1992. We have a film company, film video productions. We do services for clients, everything from your music videos to your commercials to your what have you. Right this moment, I ventured back out here doing this YouTube show. We were on Blog Talk Radio years ago with Art Imitates Life, and I stopped it. We went on hiatus. I kind of pulled back and said I just needed to take a break because we're focusing on the next chapter. Well, something said to me last year, you can walk and chew gum at the same time. So we brought Art Imitates Life back. This time it's a podcast. We will be working on doing the other projects as well. So you all inspire me to do more of my art stuff. If I could just carve out just a minute at a time, if I could just carve out a minute at a time, I could do it. So you can all catch me on social media. First of all, the website is tandyland.com, TANDILAND.com. You'll catch all my social media there, whether it's Instagram, The Real Tandy Girl, or Facebook. We have however many Facebook pages. I have a bunch of Facebook pages. So it's best to just go to the website and you can just catch us from there. Twitter, the whole
blocked
nine.
on one.
Yeah.
come through on the other. It's
Right,
fine.
exactly. We got fan pages, everything. So we got to get busy, Shannon. Shannon's coming in sooner or later. It's the social media working with me, and we got to get busy. There's a lot to do.
You better scoop me up now, because she about to scoop me up for real.
But you know what? It's a lot happening, and it's going to happen. Also, I will be having producers soon because I have made that discovery this week. If anytime I forget or don't have the placing for an interview, there is something wrong with my schedule and I need to bring in my producer. So that's happening soon. I know some of you all who are very focused. Rick, what are you talking about? No,
if. Remember, there's
when. There you go.
Yeah, so speak your truth. Speak your truth into existence.
We will be having these producers, and when everything is pulling out just fine. I'm glad that we have a moment to come together right this moment, our Imitates Life, when things are very calm, because it's about to get crazy in just a little bit. And I'm really glad to have this family. I'll say this and then we get ready to wrap up, because every time I hit that button, like we're going to stay here and we do our little after show and we talk. But when I hit that button at the end of the night, I feel like I get sad when I leave y'all. And it's like, because I have so much fun being here with everybody, and I get really like super sad inside. And I have to bring it all back together. Tanya, come on, hold it together. You'll see them again next week. There you go. So I thank you all for being here on yet another Our Imitates Life. I thank you so much for the new people who came in tonight, loving it, loving it. I thank you so much for the people who were on chat tonight, loving it so much, and all my dedicated folks who are here every week. I don't know what was that. Shannon didn't beat me to the punch tonight. She's usually here before me, damn near. But all of y'all who are here holding it down, the regulars that are here every week, I appreciate you all so much for bringing this dream back to life. All right, so y'all ready to go off live now?
Hey.
All right, we're about to go to the after show. For all you out there, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Tanya Dixon, and this is the Living Room Crew here. And we will see you next time on what? Art Imitates Live. I see y'all now. Y'all stay still. Let me go off live. Y'all wave goodbye.